What up, lifers? What up, lifers? What up, lifers? It's Dave Life. It's Dave Life. You're watching the After Dark podcast. This is the After Dark podcast, episode number 301. Episode number 301. Love lies. Love lies. Do you lie to the person that you love? Do you lie to the person that you love? Look, y'all, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us tonight, man. So I want to say thank you. Let's start this off like we always do, y'all, the right way. Dear Heavenly Father, have your way, Lord. I pray that you would speak to your people. Father, I pray that you would enlighten them, entertain them, and inform them, Lord. I pray less of me and more of you. Let me get out of the way and let me just give the show over to you tonight. Help us have a wonderful conversation about love and the little lies that we tell each other that we love. Father, I pray that you forgive us of our sins that we've committed by commission and by omission. Charge to our heads and not our hearts. We give you all the praise, glory, and honor in Jesus' name, y'all. Amen, amen, and amen. Yeah. We back, man. We back. It's episode 301. Thank you to everyone that has been supporting the show. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And like I said last night, turn the music down. Like I said last night, y'all, rest in peace to Irv Gotti. He passed away last night. So rest in peace to Irv. Let's bring the people up that's going to help us talk about this topic tonight. I got a few people that's in the building. I see my brother from another mother. He's in the building. He's a U.S. veteran. He definitely is the conscience of the show in a major way. He always tells us the truth. Come on to the stage, my homeboy, Sherrod.
Hey, what's up, lifers? How y'all doing, baby? Hey, Dave, what's up, brother? How you doing?
What up, man? How you feeling? I'm good, man.
I got on my good brother shades tonight, man. My
groomsman
shades.
Your groomsman shades. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Destiny's cousin got married, and she also gave out glasses, but they look more like the Tom Cruise, the black ones.
Oh, that's dope.
So I've been rocking these too.
That's dope. Who are they made by? Is that like Oakley's, like Ray-Bans, or just whoever? Why spend 150 when you can spend 5?
Why? You know what I mean? Hey, man, thanks for joining the show tonight. I know you were a little bit under the weather earlier, so thank you for hanging out. We'll make it quick tonight.
Yeah,
we got somebody else in the building. She's a lifer. She's a day oneer, maybe a day twoer. She's been around since the After Dark podcast was on Instagram. I see her. Are you ready? Wave at me. She's a Jamaican. She's a princess. See, I had 2 waves, so I got to get this right. I'm gonna bring up the day 1.5, and then I'll bring up the day 1 because one person is definitely a day 1. So here comes the day 1.5. That's Jamaican goddess Susie.
What's up, Susie?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
You guys didn't tell me it was shades night, but okay.
Yeah. You got some shades? You got them? You can go get them.
I'll be getting
them. You want to rock
them?
them? Go get them.
Yeah, I'll get them.
All right, come back, okay? All right, come on back. Wave at me when you're ready. All right, now this is my day oneer. She's been around for a minute. She is Miss Black Globe of 2018. She definitely has an opinion and thoughts, and she is the founder. There you go, the founder of, what is that? Lending. You say that, Sonia?
Lavish. Lending Lavish.
This is my homegirl, Miss Sonia.
Hey,
Welcome,
Hey,
Sonia.
Dave.
Welcome,
Hey,
Sonia.
Sherrod.
Hey,
Hey,
baby,
everyone.
what's going on?
Good to see everyone today.
What is Lending Lavish?
Lending Lavish is a special occasion rental for apparel. So we rent special occasion apparel to people who want to look the lavish part. And we are working through my app, but you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at lendinglavish.com as well.
All right, bet. Lending Lavish. Okay. All right. I like that. And thank you. You know what? I don't know why. Well, first of all, should I say anything about your day job where I know what you do?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
I can mention either
you
one.
mention both of them.
Okay, so I'm an attorney by trade. I've worked for several government agencies. I'm a Tennessee licensed attorney. I work for several government agencies over the years. And part-time, I do sports entertainment for the Memphis Grizzlies. I started there about 8 seasons ago. My first 5 seasons, I was a part of the cheer squad and hype crew called Claw Crew. And then the last 3 years, I've done stage production management as a live entertainment assistant for the Memphis Grizzlies. So that's my fun
That
job.
that's pretty amazing. I mean, a lawyer, an attorney, and the crew at an NBA franchise. That's pretty amazing. How do you feel about the Luka trade? For some reason, I thought you worked for Dallas back in the day, but you actually don't. You work for the Grizzlies. But how you feel about
No,
the Luka trade?
no, and that's fine. I do a lot of traveling back and forth to Texas, but I first when I heard about the trade, I thought it was an AI thing, and I thought it was a prank. I was like, "Oh, there's no way that's true." And and then I get the text message in our group chat, and they're talking about it, and I was like, "Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Let me check a couple more sources," and I was kind of shocked. I want to say kind of shocked. I was very shocked, put it that way. But we're gonna see it play out. You never know how this can affect, especially what's going on in the Western Conference. I know some of the other teams in the Western Conference are probably a little disheveled from the situation because nobody expected this, nobody saw this coming. So we'll just have to let it play out and see what happens.
Yeah, they say nobody knew, but I also hear the rumors that some people knew. So
Right.
I don't think
I'll be interested for that to come out.
I don't know. You think so, right? I don't know.
Absolutely. There's no such thing as coincidences. You gotta remember, that guy's accident prone, man. They probably want to get that off the books. They already got another star point guard with the NBA title under his belt. Why we need Luka? You gotta remember, Luka been playing since he's been 5 years old professionally.
Yeah.
So Luka already got like 10, 15 years under his belt.
Yeah. Hey, I got some people waiting on me in the green room. Let me first of all, Susie's ready. Oh, there she go. Okay, Susie. Okay, you brought your shades. You gotta come off mute for me. Susie. Got your shades. There you
Dave,
go.
you know a lot of attorneys.
Yo, you see that? It's attorney season.
Yes.
You have to know a lot of attorneys.
Oh, that's important.
You know what? It's called the law. It's the law of attraction, I guess. Now that I have an attorney, I've married an attorney. Other attorneys are circulating because they just in orbit. But wait, I see someone, and I gotta find out: is she an attorney, or is she what? She do something? I think I know what she do for a living. Come on up to the stage. This is my sister from another mister, Sister Victoria. What's up, Victoria?
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Victoria.
What's
up, Victoria?
Now, Victoria, what you do?
So unfortunately, I'm not a lawyer or an attorney. I may need one every now and then. It depends on the time. But I am a comedian, in addition to being like mom and other mixtures of things. I am a comedian for the most part. And I may need an attorney because some things I say just, they may or may not get me in trouble. And I may need some advice. So y'all go ahead and go get exchange numbers or whatever.
Yeah, we got you. We got you, Victoria.
Hey, you in the group chat. You in the group chat. So
listen, when I hit that, help
me. That's what's up, man. Thanks everybody for joining. I appreciate y'all. All right, we're gonna get right into it tonight. So the topic of tonight is love lies. Love lies. And the idea here is, do you lie to the person that you love, or should you? So just think about that whole context. Do you, should you, all of that stuff. We're gonna watch 2 videos, and then we're gonna get your reaction and your analysis. Now these are animated videos, and these are animated videos from like back in the day, but the topic, it almost feels like these were in some sort of like teaching thing. Okay. So I'm gonna mute everybody, and then y'all can watch this, and then we will respond. And we're gonna go with the first one, where there's a woman getting into a car, and she asked the person that she's with, "Do you like this? Do you like this?" That's the first question. So let's watch this.
You like it?
Yeah.
Not quite sure.
Why didn't you tell me about it first?
I wanted to surprise you. It'll grow back.
When?
2 years. My hair grows fast. Can you wait around that long?
I can wait 2 years. How about you?
You really think we'll be together that long?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, never mind. I wasn't.
No. I think that's
Never.
a fair.
Stupid question.
No, it's not a stupid question.
I mean, how can you look ahead that far?
Too soon. Not ready for that.
That's something I can think about maybe in a few years, but not
I
now.
want to be
It's
with
too
her
early
for
for
2
me.
years.
My job might take me halfway across the world. Who knows?
No. That's not a bad idea, you know?
All right. What does that mean?
I don't know what.
What kind of decision? I mean,
Some
that
kind of
needs a lot of
compulsion to
thought.
ask her to spend the rest of my
I mean, we
life
haven't
with
really.
me.
Now you can
Beautiful.
see it more.
All right. Now, I know that's an animated video. I can play it again. It's only a minute, but there was a lot in there. There was a lot. Did y'all see everything? So, should I play it again? No, Sherrod, Sherrod said he good.
No.
All right, Sonia, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Were they telling any lies?
At first, I thought, okay, I'm not gonna lie. The beginning of it, I was like, are they going blackface? I didn't know where this is going in some of it. I was wrong for a little second. And then I was like, oh, okay, they're telling lies.
So I'll rewind it slightly because right there, that point when you saw the shadow.
I was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
So,
like, what are y'all
Shadow self.
teaching us? Is he really black?
No,
Okay.
it goes from telling the truth to his inner thoughts, and then he's putting on a face to tell you the lie.
But it's like, why the
Boom.
lies gotta be darker? I'm just saying this.
well, shadow.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna go into it. Let's go. But and then I see the clown face is as far as like once you start telling so many lies, you start to believe whatever act you're putting on. So there goes the mask. So I got it, but initially I was like, is that the wine talking?
Right? You like. All right. Who else want to say what they saw? Rod, you were saying something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think first of all, I thought I was watching a small clip of some like 1975 porn, and I was just like, what is going? Who made this shit? Like this? Who came up with this? But
She's like, you like that?
Yeah,
you like that?
Can you stay around for? Can you stay around for 2 years to get some of this?
I'm like, what
Like
the
it?
HR?
I ain't doing shit else.
Yeah.
Quite sure.
Why don't you tell me about it?
Right?
First.
I think
Shiraz.
It started off with a
It'll
lie.
grow back.
Yeah.
It started off with a lie. Like, why didn't you tell me? That in itself, not being honest with me, it already started down a treacherous road, right? Like, why didn't you? Hey, man, he's basically being he's trying to show that he's understanding. I think by he's saying, why didn't you tell me?
Now,
And
for
I
people
think-
that missed it, she cut her hair off, and she was like,
Yeah.
do you like it? She went short, and she was like, do you like it?
She went short, and he's like, yeah, but why didn't you just tell me? And I don't know. It seems as if they just started dating, or they probably been dating for maybe 1 or 2 days, because it seems like they're still in that infatuation phase. And he's just like, hey man, why didn't you tell me? Like, what's up with that?
Because that original look, I like that. This one is
Yeah. But then she's like, oh, I wanted to surprise you. And maybe that's her keeping self, like saying, no, I didn't tell you because it's none of your business. Right. And that's cool too. That's cool if that's what you want to do. I don't own you. Right?
Let me jump in because I don't want you to break the whole. I want to give somebody else a moment.
Sure.
You pulled out some important parts.
Yeah.
Now, when she said, "Do you like it?" and he's like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me?" Right?
He doesn't like it. That's
Notice
his way
though.
of saying he
Notice
doesn't like
though. No shadow look when all that was going. The shadow look came when they got closer to each other, and she's like, "Can you hang around for 2 years? It'll grow back in 2 years. You think you can be around?" And he was like, "Yeah." And that's when the shadow started coming.
Well, you have to remember the shadow started coming because it perpetuated from the beginning. He didn't ask about 2 years. Now it's 2 years. Like, God damn, it's gonna take you 2 years for this shit to grow back. I don't know if I can do it.
So let me get Sonia. Let me get Sonia in here. Sonia, what did you get from this clip?
I will say for me, Sherrod pulled out a point that I was actually going to say. It's that you shouldn't get into a habit of lying to the person that you care about, even though it's small or it seems small at the time, because I feel like it snowballed. Once you start perpetuating it and you becomes too comfortable and too familiar, the habitual part and the habitual nature of us human beings is that it's going to roll out of control. And that's one thing that I noticed from the video that I wanted to talk about. And I'll be right back.
My bad, I was on mute. Yeah, it grows. It can perpetuate. All right, Susie, what did you see?
I think it's a thin line between being polite and lying. And in the beginning, he was being polite. You know, it wasn't a big deal to say, oh, you know, it looks fine. You know, it's probably not his preference, but he was being polite. Now, later on, when the shadows came, like Sherrod was saying, yeah, that's when it got some deep doo-doo and they both started lying. So I don't think either one of them was considering a long-term relationship, because that's why she cut her hair without telling him. And
there you see, yeah, that's I'm with you on that.
That's all I have to say. I didn't think it all the way through. So whatever else y'all have, that's where my brain just cut off at. Because
that's true. I agree with that. I agree with that, Susan. Yeah, I wasn't even expecting for you to be around, bro, in 2 years. So I'm gonna do whatever the hell I'm gonna do anyway. Yeah.
Right.
So Victoria,
same promise.
That's what you feel like it was, Victoria? Like, okay, I ain't probably gonna be here soon.
When you actually start to like not want to be around a person, you start doing stuff. You're like, I'm gonna stop wearing deodorant and see if this needs to stick around. Like, and just be like, I want to be more natural, babe. Well, he was like, why you ain't tell me we doing that? Well, you know, I want to just cleanse my soul and cleanse my spirit and sage the room. And now you like, but you need to. Not the crystals. The crystals ain't working. You need some other deodorant. Like, you just start doing things when you want to annoy somebody, honestly. And it don't now call me childish if you will, but it's a childish way of getting out of like, I don't want to cheat on you, but I know you don't like this. Or, you know, I know you don't like when I leave my shoes at the front of the stairs. Instead, you want me, you know, like little things. And I don't think people, I don't know about other people, but I don't know if anybody intentionally does it. But when you start to do those things, it's like, are you annoying me to like piss me off, or is this something that you like? You trying to test something? Don't test me, because I don't want it. But I mean, for her, once she said the 2-year thing, it was like now we're talking about long term. And that conversation is starting.
And maybe it was too soon, right? Because it did feel like it was a new thing, a new relationship. It was something budding, like they ain't quite there yet. And so when she has her head up and she's like, you know, it'll grow back in 2 years. You think you'll be here in 2 years?
Like,
we having these conversations early, so maybe he just wasn't ready, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was definitely giving like old school HR videos, like,
yeah,
you get in the car with your coworker.
yeah, right. And like they're gonna explain why this is like, what do they call it? What do they call those videos? Those training ones?
Yeah, the training videos. I forgot what they had, like the
TBTs.
Synopsis,
or like they're old vignettes. They're like vignettes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely was giving that.
That's some old 1970, like, you know, 3-2-1 contact PBS shit right there. That's ETV all day, bro.
Yeah.
That's channel 7 in every state. 6, 7, and 3.
Look at the shadow. The funny thing is, as soon as the shadow came up, he put his mask on. Look.
It was like,
you really think we'll be together that long?
Look at the shock. Look at the shock on his shadow.
He's like, will we?
The shadow is shocked.
He's panicking.
But let's be honest. It started off with some bullshit.
But why? Yeah, I agree with the whole. Why didn't you tell me? And I didn't tell you because you ain't.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead.
You ain't gonna be here. You ain't gonna be here. I did this for my next man, the one who liked my hair short.
Right.
But honestly, if someone in the beginning of a relationship, like, you know, you got to tread lightly, like Sherrod said earlier about with women, you know how women get. If you tell a girl, oh, no, I don't really like your hair like that. That's an argument. You're on the way to a date. Do you really want to deal with that right now? Like, you
No, no,
already
no, no, no,
know.
no, 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 no. But no. Hold on, Susie. Hold on, Susie. We too old for that shit. If I ask you, you don't ask me a rhetorical question, and we
Mm,
on the way going to goddamn Chick-fil-A.
mm.
If we on the way going to Chick-fil-A, you gonna fuck around and get a number one without fries. My question is this: hey, babe, do you like my hair like this? What the Bible say? Keep your answers in yay and nay.
Yeah.
No, Susie, I don't like your hair like that. This is the reason why.
You'd have followed it up.
That
That's
needs to
good.
be that has to be communicated. The problem we run into, we don't express ourselves communicatively with a dialogue of why we don't like something.
Why
So
not?
therefore,
Why
not
don't we do
all
that, Sherrod? Why not? Why don't we do that?
because we're concerned about the outcome.
Mm.
Right.
We want to be
Right.
favored. All men tell women lies.
We know.
Yeah, but y'all know it before you even ask the question. Women are smarter than men.
Of
Women
course.
perpetuate lies that they don't want to hear the answer to. But when we
Preach,
tell
brother.
you the answer you don't want to hear, you get mad. Where the fuck they do that
Mm.
That was
at?
a
Like
good
that
breakdown,
is so
Sherrod. That was
baffling
a
to me.
nice breakdown.
Okay, Pastor Sherrod, let me find out.
Hey babe,
That was
hey
so
babe,
good.
hey babe, you like my hair like this? Shit. Let me see. If I tell her I don't like her hair, this is what men think about.
Come on.
If I tell her I don't like her hair, I ain't gonna get no kaluka tonight. If I tell her I don't like her hair, she gonna be mad at dinner at a spot that she told me she wanted to go to just because I told her she didn't like her hair. If I tell her I do like it, I might possibly still get some kaluka and we'll be okay at dinner. Live to fight another day. Hey babe, I mean shit, you like it, I like it. How many times y'all already heard that? Now,
That's an unacceptable
older
answer.
men
Whenever
do
they
this.
say
This is
that,
what
you know
older
they don't
men
like
do.
it.
This is what older men do. Babe, I don't really like your hair, but I noticed that you cut your hair. You didn't have to ask me. It's your head. But I would like for you to tell me because I like your hair long because of X, Y, Z. It's the dialogue, right?
Mm-hmm.
The dialogue, it's the communication. And men aren't great at communicating too much. But like I said, women already have a formidable punch at you before you even answer the question. Why you don't like my hair? God damn. So you do like it short. Or you don't like men are always tiptoeing, then a no-win situation.
So let me ask a question to the ladies on the panel. Um,
Mhm.
ladies, why do you ask men questions you really don't want to know the answer to?
To see if they'll be honest.
That's not
That's
true.
honesty.
No, that's not true.
That
Hold
is
on,
true.
hold
For
on,
me,
hold on.
it's true.
Let her tell her truth. Let her tell her
For
truth.
me, it's true. I want to know if you gonna tell me the truth. I already know the answer, but I want to see what you say.
So it's a test, Victoria.
If you call it that,
No, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I think that for for a
Can
woman,
we, Victoria? Can we have an honest conversation? Can we speak honestly? If
Mhm.
a person says, "I just want to see what you gonna say," if you gonna tell the truth, that's a test. Can
I
we
mean,
can we agree?
I would think so.
I don't know because when you take a test at school, you just answering the question
To see if you know the
Well,
information.
to see if it's
that
right or wrong.
right. Right.
Right.
That's a test to see if you know the information. But
So
but
going
like
off
but
of
like but like in an interrogation room, when the cops already know they got surveillance and they know, they start asking questions with the intent of saying he gonna lie or he gonna get more
that,
charges or he gonna tell the truth.
if
So
you're in your lie or
it's a
truth,
litmus test.
listen, if
What
you're
was
a
the
It's a
lie or
question
trap.
your
again?
truth, I'm
What
still
was the
going.
question again? Why do we
If you
ask what now?
Well, it was two questions. The first question was the last question I asked Victoria was, if you say to someone, or if you say, "Hey, I only asked this question to see if they were going to tell the truth," right? I was saying, isn't that a test?
Okay, what was the question? That's a test. What was the one
The,
before that?
the first question was, why do women ask questions that they don't want to know the answers to?
Oh, okay.
Now that you got the
It's,
spotlight, answer that for me, Susie.
oh, sorry, Victoria.
You good.
I'm always testing my man's emotional fortitude. I want to see how he's going to handle my emotions. So it is a test to see how he's going to care for my emotions. I'm testing because he doesn't mean like you can tell by his facial expression whether or not he likes your hair, whatever you're asking him about, or if you know your man, you know what he likes and what he doesn't like. Period. Certain
Oh, yeah.
like you know your man don't want you wearing certain outfits. Your man, your man. So if I ask him, I want to see how he responds. And there comes a time in the relationship, boom, here we go, Dave. I'm glad you put me on the spot. Let's say the relationship is starting to dwindle down and you feel like you guys are growing apart.
Mm-hmm.
I might ask him a question about, hey, do you like my outfit? I might have on the most sluttiest thing in the closet. And if he's like, oh, yeah, it's all right. I'm like, damn, he's losing feelings for me.
See?
No.
So it's a temperature check. It's a temperature check.
No.
Because if I put on, like she right, if I put on an outfit that I know damn well you like, you don't ever wear that. Before months ago, you be like, don't you ever wear that outside of this house, in this room? Fine. Outside this house, no. And then I put it on, and now it's like, I mean, yeah, whatever, do what you want.
But, okay. So let's go down the rabbit hole. How did he get to that point?
It could have been a series of things.
Huh?
It could have been a series of things. It could have been my fault. It could have been a lot of things I've neglected to do. It could have been a bunch of reasons. And I just want to see where he is emotionally.
But that's my whole point. It goes back to a rhetorical thing that I was saying earlier about women. If you know that you're not, like, I don't understand. You like we want women have certain aspects of the man that they want to continue, right? Men should grow, they should have certain things. But when women stop doing certain things, men are going to lie to them because no matter what we tell them, women have a tendency to do what the fuck they want to do. And when we tell you that, like Susie, I've asked you before not to wear that. Here you are again wearing that. So what do 2 weeks later? You wear the same fucking shit expecting for me to say, babe, I've already told you, I've been very clear and direct. You wear it again to test me to see what I'm gonna say.
I want to see if you really care. I want to see if you really care.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait. One at a time. Hold on. One at a time. So, Sharad, this is what I need. So, when you ask the panel a question, let them respond so that we're not, you know what I'm saying? Because Sharad, we don't want to attack people. We listen and we don't judge.
Sharad was cooking.
Susie, do you feel attacked, Susie?
No, I feel like you were in that kitchen cooking. Okay, you had a point. And I agree with that point, that how you just laid that out, your example was 1000% correct. As far as why do you have to keep telling me the same thing over and over again? Now, fuck it. I get it. Now I'm saying if I was like doing something else other than that outfit thing, like let's say, or maybe you were doing something, maybe you're on your phone all the time or whatever. It has nothing to do with dressing, right? That's what I meant. Like your example was correct. But I mean, if other things are going haywire in the relationship, so now I know I do something that you don't really care for. When you love me, when a man loves his woman, he doesn't want his woman out there looking a certain kind of way because it represents him.
Correct.
So that's where the test comes in. I'm gonna put on something I know he wouldn't care for me to wear. And if he doesn't care anymore, and he's like, oh yeah, it's all right. Then I know whatever's going on in our relationship is starting to wear down our bond. Like his love for me is dwindling.
Yeah, and back to what David said, it's a temperature check. It's just to see where we are with things.
So that's what women do to men. What do men do for y'all for a temperature check?
Tell me. You're the man.
Nothing. We don't have time for the minutia. We don't have time for that. We got other shit we gotta worry about. We don't have time to be doing temperature checks. We just don't have the time. We don't have the bandwidth.
Because y'all don't care. After a while,
No. It's not about we don't care. It's minuscule to us. Stuff like that doesn't matter. That's why we'll lie to you to keep you at bay.
Okay, hold on.
Hear the noise.
So now you get into why. So let's back up. The question is, Love lies, in quotes. Love lies. Do you lie to the person that you love? We've kind of dipped into a little bit of why men might lie. We've dipped into we didn't dip into why a woman might lie. Now we dipped into why a woman might ask questions because it's a litmus test. Let me go see where he's at. Let me gauge, right? But why might a woman lie? So when in this particular case, when she just check it out. In this particular case, there was some things that were said. Let's get a
To
refresh.
surprise you. It'll grow back.
When?
2 years. My hair grows fast. Can you wait around that long?
I can wait 2 years. How about you?
Right there, she might not be able to wait 2 years because she put her head down. He boldly said, "Yeah, I can wait 2 years." In fact, for her to say it grows back fast and it takes 2 years, 2 years ain't fast
At all.
Even that was a
That was a test.
approximation, right? It was a test, Victoria.
Yeah, that was her testing out. Is he in this for the long haul or is he in this for a run? Like,
But why would she say it doesn't take that long? It just takes 2 years, and then she kind of like,
she was
did
being
he
sarcastic.
did he catch that?
She was being sarcastic. She was trying to sit there and throw out a number and see, okay, after so long, are we going to be together? And if it's equivalent to telling somebody like, okay, after I date after like 3 years, we got to be looking at something. And I'm not saying that's me personally because I don't know, but for me, when I hear somebody say like, oh, or put a limit on something, it's trying to kind of see like you said, like test the water, see how long is this something that I should be looking at on Tinder again, or like you just want to know if it's a long term or short term. Like, that's it.
She wasn't ready for the answer, so she put her head down. When she said, "Can you be there in 2 years?" She wasn't ready. And right when she asked him that in that quiet space, when he didn't answer immediately, here came his shadow thoughts, his inner thoughts crept up.
But she looked like she's just having a good time. Like, I don't even think
that's what
she's invested in him like that. It seemed her whole body language, her answers, her carefree. Like you said, Dave, you caught it how quick he answered he'll be there for 2 years, and there was no shadow on his face when he said that. And
So
she was like kind of shocked.
Maybe he wasn't lying.
Having a good time. I don't think he was, but she's not. She don't want to be with him for 2 years.
She's not. Yeah.
She's not looking forward to that at all.
I'm just looking at the look down. When she finally looked down, it was like,
dang, he want to be together for real? Like, we're just having fun.
No, he ain't got the Kalukaluk yet. He's gonna say, listen. He's gonna say everything. Men will move heaven and earth to get to the box. Okay, he ain't got it yet, so that's why he's going to say whatever she needs to hear to get to the Kalukaluk. Y'all ain't
okay.
Or maybe he has, and she like, it wasn't all that great, so I don't think we're gonna be here that long.
Wow.
That could be it too.
It was like,
okay, so why don't
gave
she
him the
just
draws, and it just was not.
So check it out. Not you, Victoria, but a woman gives the man the draws, and it ain't that great. But now they on date number 2 or the next date, because now they drive and they hanging out and she got a haircut and she's acting like, oh, I did this for you, but it wasn't good. So why not just be like, hey, I don't think this is going to work out. Why not just say that early instead of just letting this man take you on another date?
Because y'all
I have
can't
2 answers for that. Go ahead,
okay,
Victoria.
well, Victoria and then Susie.
I'm just saying, y'all can't hear that. Not necessarily saying y'all, but like in most experiences, men can't hear, hey, this just ain't gonna work. Then it turns into, what nigga you with? Who you been with? You must be thinking about somebody else. You can't be trying to be by yourself or this and this and that's. Like, no, it's not working. Like, that's it.
Okay, men can't take the answer. Go ahead, Susie.
Well, that's the 70s, so she's just dating, okay? She's just having a good time in her 70s.
Just dating, and she got a full jungle down below the equator.
Exactly. But as far as in the modern times, it would be very unwise to cut a man off because his sexual performance is not the best. Like if you want to get married, there's things that can be worked on and improved and talked about later on. If women are only marrying men, no.
Nope. I'm hitting the stop on the stop the tapes. Things can be worked on you telling me that if he ain't satisfying you in the bed, you just said things can be worked on if you want to get married.
No, if you're a woman trying to get married, cutting a man off because their sexual performance, it looks like it's the beginning of the relationship. I've been with men who the sex wasn't that good with in the beginning. And as we continue to date, it got better because the chemistry grew for me. And then the way we, performed together in the bed got way better and it was great. So just cutting a man off for sex is so immature, in my opinion.
Where I thought you was going, I'm coming to you, Sherrod. Where I thought you was going was some women want to get married so bad that they just bypass a red flag like bad in the bedroom or incompatible in the bedroom. I thought you were saying that some women I want marriage and I don't care what is going on. I'm gonna get married because because my clock or whatever. And that's a lie. When you say, when we talk about the lies, love lies, right? That's a lie when you say to yourself, oh, it don't bother me, that they are mismanaging all their money all the time. It don't bother me that they're, a womanizer, or it don't bother me that she emasculates every man I've ever seen her talk to. No, it doesn't matter. I think I want to marry that person. We lie to ourselves, man.
Yeah.
When we look past some red flags, and that's bad. Troy, you gonna say something?
No, I don't know. Susie, did you land your plane?
Yes, sir. Thank you for asking.
Look at here. If you dating a person and the sex ain't good to begin with, and y'all in a marriage and one person is more sexual than the other one, the marriage ain't gonna work out. Point blank period. Just ain't gonna happen.
That's
from
true.
a physiological aspect, it's not gonna work. From a biology standpoint, it ain't gonna work. Susie didn't tell you the point that the reason that the sex got better because the gifts got better. She started getting better gifts.
Now, some gifts may turn it.
Come on, you know what I'm talking about, Victoria.
Take that back.
No, hey, let me ask you a question. Did the gifts get better with the person who you didn't have good sex with?
No, the emotional connection got stronger. I'm an emotional lover. The emotional connection got stronger. And watch this. I got one for you. Miss Sonia, you're an attorney. You got to help me. But what about when people get married and they don't have premarital sex? So how can you see now? Come on now. It can't be based all on sex.
Well, it can't be based all on sexuality, but it is very important because it's what you're going to be doing. Here's the thing. People tend to get into relationships. People tend to get to relationships to get their needs met, right?
Correct.
So sexuality, affection, physical connection, that is a need. That is absolutely a need. Okay. Just like, financial support, domestic support, just like, affection. I think I may have said that twice. But long story short, if you're in a relationship and you're not getting your needs met at all, and it's so terrible that you can't get through it, and I'm not saying mediocre, because you can work with mediocre and above. You can work with average and above. You can work with slightly below average and above. But if it's just terrible and there's no way you can get through it at all, and you've sampled the goods, and you know that the goods are spoiled or tainted or not compatible,
damn,
then you're not gonna enjoy the meal. Okay, it don't matter how much salt and pepper you put on it. When the goods are tainted or spoiled, you're not gonna enjoy that meal, right?
Spoiled. I don't want to hear nothing about spoiled in the bedroom. Spoiled.
That's just an analogy. That's an analogy for something that's bad that you don't want. So so you have to think like long term, like, am I compatible enough with this person physically to where I can sustain a lifelong relationship with that person? And if there's not even like the sexual chemistry, the sexual connection, the physical, the affection, then I would agree with Sherrod. Like if you're a person that like say you like physical intimacy with your partner 5 times a week, right? And your
Mm-hmm.
partner only likes it 1 time a week. Okay, there's no overlap. That's not going to work, right? Long term. Now,
Yeah.
if it's something like the guy says, I like intimacy 4 times a week. She says, well, I like it 3 times a week. Okay, there's overlap, there's compromise. You're close enough to where a deal can be made, right? A compromise can be reached and both
Mm-hmm.
parties will be happy. But if it's something like, okay, she likes it 1 time a week, he likes it 6 times a week, you're not going to be able to sustain that.
That
You're
ain't gonna
not.
work.
And
Mm-hmm.
and that's the importance of shows like this. You can't tell little white lies to yourself because at the end of the day's got to end, right? but
Yep.
but you can't lie to yourself and expect everybody else to be truthful to you when you're lying to
Ooh,
yourself, right? And you
that
can't
was
hold
big.
yourself accountable. You can't hold yourself accountable if you don't accept the truth for what it is, right? And in my
Mm.
opinion, when it comes to your romantic life, you are the CEO and the captain of your ship. So
Okay.
if you want your ship to sail, you better know what makes it work because if you're getting with people that's not compatible with you, you're not going anywhere long term. So
So
that's my
Sonia,
take on that.
I give you the
Well said.
applause because
Yes.
you preach the word.
He did.
I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench. And I know Victoria,
Oh.
you got a limited amount of time, so I'm gonna try to. I want you to watch the next video, Victoria, before you go. All right. The monkey wrench is this: if you're entering a relationship selfishly, you might pull the plug too soon, right? Too soon. I'm not talking about deal breakers. I'm talking about the overlap or let's see where it's at. If you enter selfishly and a person makes a mistake or a person does something you don't like, some people won't even give them a chance to work on it. They'll just be like, you know what? I'm out. I'm out. Oh, that reminds me of my ex-wife. I'm out. I'm out. And it's like you don't even know if that person did it on purpose. Are they hurting? You have no idea. So I want to say last night's show on the greatest challenge, the greatest challenge to a relationship is expectations. That was the biggest source of failure in relationships. And then we talked about transactional dating last night.
Mhm.
I would say that people they have to have a heart of service. They gotta, if you have a heart of service, you can look past and give things time and grace and say, hey, you know what? Maybe the sex wasn't that great the first time, but let's work on it because you're like, I'm here to serve. I'm here to be a part of. I'm not here to just disqualify and chop off. Does that make any sense? Or am I rambling?
No, it
No,
does
See,
make sense. You
that,
do have to have a sense of grace and understanding with the person, but you
Yeah.
also, I feel like it's a fine line. It's a balancing. I don't want to say fine line. It's more like a balancing act
Yeah.
because if you know what you prioritize in your relationship, in your situation, if that person is nowhere close to meeting the mark, I mean, nowhere close, I think, and this is me personally, you should cut them loose as early as possible so they can
Mm,
find the person that they're compatible with and you can get what you want.
mm,
That's
I
just
agree.
me. And
well,
it feels like pain because on the short term, it's like you have to tell those facts or you have to face, how can I say this? You have to face the fear of hurting
Mm,
someone else.
mm,
But in the fact that you're coming to them so early and so direct, that can free them to get closure and go on and be successful with somebody else they are compatible with.
okay. All right. Hey, let me play the
Sherrod was
second
going to say
video.
something.
Sure, I was. You got something? Because Victoria got to leave in like 10 minutes.
no, let's we can go ahead. I can
All right.
park a lot mine and come back to it.
I bet. I want to play this second video. Now, this second video is other types of lies. Okay? So just saying
Oh
saying
man.
oh yeah, we
That,
got number 70s. We got
oh
number
boy.
70s tonight.
Oh boy.
Check them out. All right, yes. There you
Yeah.
Oh,
Me.
wait a
If
minute.
you don't mind.
No, I
go. Let me
don't.
back it up.
You cold?
Mhm.
You want my jacket?
Yeah.
Oh.
Me.
Wait a minute.
If you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. No.
Be
it's
careful.
fine. I will. There's a duck.
Where?
Right over there.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Look at him! Oh, look at him!
Oh, gosh. I got a slipper.
What?
The oar.
Oh no! Let me
Yeah,
see.
wait a minute. It's okay.
One more time.
You cold?
Mhm.
You want my jacket?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me.
Wait a minute.
If you don't mind.
No,
Do you see what's happening?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what's happening? What do you see? I paused it right here for a reason. What switched up?
She
They
turned
turn into kids. They turn into kids.
They turned the kids.
These are blowing my mind because I just went R. Kelly on this. I was like,
So I was about to say that. He turned into a little girl, and that Django turned into a pedophile. Real quick.
That's the need. That's the need for nurturing. That's the desire for
I thought the
nurturing.
same thing.
So
I said, what kind of shit?
remember, this is an educational video from probably the 70s. No one is thinking R. Kelly. No one is thinking, no one.
That's their inner child desiring that nurturing.
Thank you, Susie. Come on. That's the inner child.
Yeah, that just lets me know we went to public schools. That's all. Stranger danger. That is
because I
stranger
seen
danger.
him before. He picked her up after school and she wasn't supposed to be picked up.
Yeah.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
I mean,
she says I'm cold, and he's like, I can give you my jacket. She's like, oh well, if it's okay. You see what I'm saying? They both are kind of reverting to their childlike. So then just to let it keep going, he gets a splinter, and she changes into an older woman. Notice she goes from a little girl to a regular age woman to an older woman, and vice versa. Look.
I don't mind at all. No.
Be careful.
I will.
Now she's a grown woman again, right?
Yeah.
Now look.
Right.
There's a duck.
Where?
Right over there.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Now, as soon as, oh my gosh, she loves ducks. She's like a little kid again. That's the little girl in her, right?
Oh, look at him.
Victoria.
Hold on. Hold on. Victoria. Now she's back to being a grown woman. You gotta follow Victoria. You gotta follow. Now look.
Oh gosh.
He got a splinter.
But notice where he got a splinter at though.
What?
His thumb.
And it's
He has
Now she's gonna suck his thumb.
The oar.
Hold on. Boom. Boom. Now
Can't
he
wait to
reverted
suck
to a
it.
kid. Yep. Because he's a little kid. He reverted back to the child. Now notice, she don't look as young as she used to.
Right.
Now she's kind of more grown. She's a little older, and now watch. Now as you keep going, boom, complete gray hair with a bun.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's motherly.
Wait a minute.
And see, now he's scared. He's like, no, don't touch it. See, he's a little boy, but now he got to man up. Be like, man, I came back being a little boy. Now he came back to himself. I'm okay. All right. Now, why did I play this video? I played the video.
Ways, but go for it.
You go. You go first, please.
No, because okay, so like I said, first when he did his thumb, I was like, where are you gonna stick that? Like this.
In her mouth. She can't wait to put it in her mouth. She can't wait.
I was like, am I the only one? I said that's why like after dark, it'd be too many thoughts up.
Wait. Where was he supposed to? Where was he supposed to stick it?
I don't know, but I felt like when Think Like a Man when Kevin Hart was like, eat what? Like stick that away.
She couldn't wait to suck his thumb. Did you see how quick she jumped up?
She was like, wait.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so to take it back into the more conversation, because I'm thinking like, okay, I got to get out the dirty mind. I got to think right on this. I also saw like people who are dealing with daddy issues, mommy issues type of scenario synopsis. Like that's what I was thinking too. Beyond the dirty thoughts, but that's the adult thoughts that I had.
So how does this relate? How does this relate to lies? The subject of tonight is lies we tell the people we love. How does this relate?
So I want to go back.
I want to get to Victoria because she got to bounce in a second. I'm sorry, Sherrod.
Go ahead, bro.
So for me, it goes into the lies of like, oh, I don't need you as much. Like I don't need to feel like a baby in your arms or type of feeling. Even from this scenario, it kind of reminded me, even like with my ex, like it was like he wanted me to baby him to an extent, but then it's like, but I want you to make me feel like a grown man too. So we battled like this, and so when I saw that too, I was like, damn. I was like, it was moments like when he was sick, I can't help me. And then it was like, as soon it was like, we become adult issues and adult conversations. Now
Mm-hmm.
he's like, but I'm the man, you got to understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, well, I don't know where you want me to be in this situation. And then
Is
his
it?
same mindset of like wanting to protect me, but then also expecting me to be an adult and a grown woman at a certain point. And it's like the balance. You need to tell me what you want.
So might I say this? When he reverts to the little boy, he kind of shows it, and she sees it, and she immediately reverts to a mom, and
Mm.
she's gonna come help him out. Um, do you think they were lying to each other by in their words? Like, no, 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 it's okay. You don't have to help me. I'm okay. But really and truly, he's a little boy inside. The little boy in him did need help.
I will say that's a lie. I would say they were lying to themselves in the situation of like, look, I kind of need you, but I don't need you. Even when talking about the jacket, it was like, no, it's like, bitch, you cold. Like,
Freezing,
ask the man for that coat. You ain't got
freezing.
nothing on. And I mean, again, it could have been her way of like, oh, maybe he'll notice, but it's like, if you cold, just say that.
But here's the funny thing. Notice when he actually started to provide what she needed, it was a safe place. She became the little girl inside. Initially, she resisted reverting because right here she's like, "No, I'm fine, no."
Right.
And he's like, "You sure? You sure? Wait a minute." Then she's like, "Oh, he cares because he cares and he's gonna provide." You know what? Yeah, I do need a jacket.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But why
So
we
I
take this on
identify
a date? Why we go on a boat date? We should have established. We should have thought about this.
Well,
I identify with this cartoon so much, like because as you know, the emotions and all that. That's my thing, and I love to be babied. I love to feel like a baby. I love to feel safe. That's why that whole sex thing. If the emotions is the top priority in my dating experience, not money, not sex. It's my emotions and emotional connection. Look at Sherrod. So when I saw this, I completely identified with the girl. I'm like, yeah, I like that. I want to feel like a baby. I want to tap into my inner child. And the only place I could do that as an adult is with my man. So
And
yeah.
what?
And Victoria, you pointed out the lie because when Dave asked what's the lie, I couldn't find the lie until what you said. I was like, oh, okay, that's the lie. I couldn't find that part.
no,
okay,
Nope.
I agree with that.
all
I
right,
didn't comment earlier.
Victoria, we'll see you later. I know you got to go. All right.
All right,
Good
Victoria.
It's a good
night.
conversation. Talk to y'all
Victoria
later.
said it, y'all. Make sure you go to
I
Victoria
I
said it. That's Victoria. Go
I
ahead,
agree
Rod.
with that earlier, but I wanted to say something earlier on a comment. I think I can't see my damn glasses. I need my glasses. Um,
Sonia
Miss
or
Sonia?
Susie or Victoria?
no, Sonia said it. So the problem you run into is this. It's back to relationships, and it's going to lead into this too. Um, Men and women get poured into by their parents, right? So my mother poured into me, so I know how to pour that into someone else. I know what love looks like. I know what it feels like. I know how to pour into people,
Yep.
emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, even. And a lot of times, you may get with someone who you're not evenly yoked with, who number one didn't grow up in that dynamic. So I believe in a couple of things. One, you don't know how to do something until you've been shown how to do it. You've been taught how to do it. A life experience has you've actually done it yourself. So I just believe in that. The problem you run into on a lot of people haven't been poured into, and it's hard telling them like, hey, I need this from you. And
Mhm.
it's hard to say, you don't provide that for me. I know you don't provide that for me. And if you're honest with each other, and if you're honest with me, you'll look deep down inside and say, you know what, I don't provide that for you. And instead of us saying, instead of either person, the male or the female, or whatever relationship you got, instead of them doing a face in the mirror and an accountability or ownership, they'll blame it on you. They'll say, oh, well, I don't do that because this is how you make me feel. Or I don't do that because you don't like it anyway. So there's already foregone assumptions and things there. Every woman wants to be spoiled. So men do things in order to spoil women. That's what we do. And the reason why the man doesn't want the older lady to take care of him, he has to show that he's a macho. So once again, that's another sign of that's the little boy in him, and she's trying to help him. She's trying to be there for him, like he was there for her. The problem is men don't want to show weakness, but little does he know that's not a weakness. And I don't believe in the word vulnerability either. That is being a man and saying, hey, I have an issue, and you seem like you have the tool set in order for me to work through this issue and help me. I need you to help me. But first, you got to be honest with yourself. So the first lie is him telling himself that he doesn't need help, right?
Mm.
And she did the exact same thing because there's no accountability and ownership. She's not saying, hey, I know I'm fucking cold, and I know I was going to be on a goddamn boat looking at ducks in the middle of January. But instead of that, she wants to feel cherished and everything. So he's going to be macho and take off his coat. Now, he'll be freezing to death. But
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Sherrod, in that regard? He was bold enough and happy enough to be her hero. He was happy to take off his jacket and be like, oh, no, it's okay. I got you. No problem. So he was honest there. Hey, I can go be Superman. But the minute he was about to be Clark Kent, or the little boy Clark Kent, where he's like, oh my God, I'm scared. I need my mama. I hurt myself. Damn. I'm about to not look masculine. The minute he could have been truthful and been like, man, this hurts and I hate this. Can you help me? Like, looking vulnerable. He shied from that. He turned into a little boy. So when it's time for him to be the hero, he was a grown ass man. But when it's time for him to be a little boy, he shied away from it and is like, no, I'm okay. You don't have to. So he was lying. He wasn't being honest.
And I think sometimes you need a forceful woman. You need the type of woman that say, hey, look, you know your ass got a splinter. You're going to mess around and get your hand chopped off. Let me see your goddamn hand. Some men need that.
Yeah.
Some men need that.
I agree.
And regardless of what they may think or they may say, some men need shit to be talked to them. Saying, hey, you are, listen, let me see give me your thumb. You're gonna mess around and get it infected. We're gonna have to cut it off, throw it out there to the duck, and we ain't gonna have no thumb.
But as a man that's not afraid to show my inner child, I'm gonna give the ladies a hint. When you yell at them, now you gotta kiss the boo-boo. Now you gotta make it better. You gotta make it right. You can't just let them sit you fuss them out and yell at them. Yeah, now you gotta be like, get over here. You gonna get your hand, come here. And once he come here, then come here. Let me you okay, baby? You gotta soften it, because then he gonna give you the world after that. He's gonna be like, oh wow, she hit me with the mother energy. Because notice right here, she's a grown woman. He gets a splinter, right? He gets a splinter, and now here she comes. He shies away, and she's like, oh, I got you. She immediately jumped in, became the mom, and he grew back up into a man real quick, because he was like, he felt validated, he felt appreciated, and he was like, it's a safe place for me to be a little boy. Okay, well, then I can definitely still go back to be a Superman. Hold on now. Let me get it. He pulled it together, but he needed something from her, and she gave it immediately.
And when he took off his coat for her, did you see how the cartoon made his chest bigger? Did you notice that?
He got bigger. He grew.
Yeah, his chest got all.
Yep.
Yeah.
His testosterone kicked in. He became the hero. Look at him. Regular man. Boom.
Look at that
boom.
chest.
Superman. Look at him. And then he was vulnerable enough to be like, oh, there's a duck. How many men don't want to be cute with a lady, or they want to be cute with a lady, but they won't do it when other people are around? For instance, you with your lady, and y'all want to look at the ducks or the kitty cats or the puppies. It's like, oh, baby, you see the puppy? And he's like, oh, look at that, look at that little guy. Hey, little guy. And he's playing, he's having fun. But she does the same thing when it's Super Bowl Sunday and all the Eagles and all of the who they playing?
It don't even matter.
It does.
Don't even matter. Don't even matter who they're playing.
All the Eagles and Chiefs fans, right, in the room, and she come in talking about, oh, baby, look at the cute puppy. Look at the puppy, baby. You see the puppy, baby? And we like, babe, I'm watching the game. Yeah, I see the puppy baby. I'm
Yeah,
watching
we
it.
But
gotta
this is the
turn that
key
off.
though.
Yeah, we can't do
Cute.
that.
Women do that because they want attention.
But hold on
That's
though.
true.
We're
That's true,
talking about
Sharon.
the
I agree
lie.
with
Hold on,
you.
but we're talking about the lie. Let's stay on the lie. The lie is he's her girlfriend, Kiki Ken, laughing, looking at all the cute puppies, talking about work, keeping up tea. He doing all that when he with her. But then when he's around a bunch of guys and she pull a let's kiki, let's ha ha ha, let's talk about the puppies and the unicorns. He was like, oh baby, I'll talk to
That's
you later,
not,
babe.
no,
He
that's
don't want he
not
don't
the
want
No,
to get
the
into
men
it.
time.
they
That's not
still
the
do
time and the
that. Y'all
place.
men still
She's
do that.
she's out of
Yeah.
order. She's
Y'all
out
still
of
No,
y'all
but
order.
still
Why
do
would
that
that's not
you?
the
around y'all
time.
guys.
That's not the time and the place. That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
Exactly,
That's not the
Sharon.
time and place for that.
The
The
And we
lie,
know
time and
better.
place,
the
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 time and place for
the
us to do that, we were on the goddamn boat.
hold
And
on,
now I'm
Sherrod.
watching the game with the guys. That's not
Right.
a lie.
If your favorite show is Honey Boo Boo with your girlfriend and you and your girl watch Honey Boo Boo all
Yes.
the time, or if your favorite show is the Powerpuff Girls and you watch
Okay.
it and you and your girl own it, y'all know every episode. You're not
Sure.
gonna tell your homies. You're not gonna get on After Dark and be like, "Yeah, nigga, I was watching Powerpuff Girls with my baby, man. We was on
No, no,
that.
no, no,
We
no.
was
What?
watching
No, no,
Honey Boo
no.
Boo." You're not gonna do that.
I don't mind doing that if the conversation is appropriate for that conversation. Like if there's no
Mm,
audience for that, there's no need for me to bring up the puppy part. I don't give a flying fuck what my friends think about me. If me and my girl are together and we're watching something. So if we're watching Powder Puff Girls, which is a small cartoon, and I watch this
hmm.
with my daughter. So
Right.
if we're watching that, we're watching that. Now if she brings it up, we're going to talk about it. See,
I see.
I'm okay. I'm okay being uncomfortable in uncomfortable. I'm okay being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. It doesn't bother me. Some men aren't like that.
Mm.
So, but this is the key. If I'm watching a game with a guy with my guys, I don't expect for my girl to walk in the room and say, "Hey, babe, you remember we was talking about Powder Puff Girls?" That ain't the time and the place for that. She should
Right.
fucking know that. Because I
That's a
wouldn't
I
do that.
fact.
agree.
I wouldn't do that to her
That's
if
a
she was
fact.
watching. If she was watching, let's just say she was watching Desperate Housewives or wherever they're at now.
Right.
I'm not gonna come in the kitchen like, "Girl, you're right. I remember that the other night too." That's not my audience.
Right. Why?
There's no lie
Remember
in
they used
that.
to have scandal parties. People would watch Scandal, and everybody get together watch Scandal. Scandal.
Yeah,
They would do
Yeah.
yeah,
that with the Sex and the City and Girlfriends
Sex
too.
in the
right.
City
Sex
and
and the City was
Girlfriends.
huge, yeah, back in
Perfect
the day.
example.
So for an example, my spouse is like, "Hey, I'm trying to binge watch Sex in the City." Cool. Don't want no parts of it. You do your thing, babe.
Y'all
Because I don't,
remember?
you know why? See, that's not a lie. That's me telling her very directly, I don't want to engage with that bullshit. So don't
Okay.
include me. Call your
Well,
girlfriends for that shit.
Sherrod, hold on. You're doing a great
That
job
ain't bringing
of
us closer.
setting me up for the next part. So, why do we lie to our mates? Because Sherrod is very direct.
Mm.
He don't want to watch Sex in the City. Have fun, baby. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Me. It depends on the mood. It depends on the mood. If she's like, I watch Transformers, GI Joe, Thundercats, and Voltron, all
Good
seasons
shit.
with your ass, David. You can't
I didn't
watch.
watch
You,
one.
I don't know. You can't watch Sex in the City with me. You can't watch Desperate Housewives. I'd be like, throw it on. Come on, baby. Let me check it out. Come on, let me check it out. And if it's good, right, I'll be like, you know what? Oh, damn. Okay. Why did the pool guy mess with old girl or whatever was going on in Sex and the City? Right. I'll be
Mhm.
like, damn, I'll get into it because the point is I'm bonding. I'm trying to understand because at the same time, Sherrod, I knew she bonded with me when Transformers came out, or she bonded with me when the next Marvel Captain America comes out. I want to be, or the new Superman. I'm a huge Superman fan, and I'm a Star Wars fan. I want my wife to come to watch Star Wars with me. I don't care how you feel. Come watch Star Wars and act like you like it because it's super important to me. And I'm slightly offended if you don't
That's a
like it.
lie. That's a lie if she acts like she like it. What are you saying here,
Right.
David?
I'm
You
saying
want
lie
her
to
to
me.
lie to you?
I'm
You're
saying lie to
Okay.
me. Yes.
you're
Yes.
making her lie.
Yes.
So guess what?
Well,
Prime example. I
Yes.
like watching all, and me and Dave the same. We both nerds. I like watching all Marvel comic movies the night before they come out on the main day because they come out
Mm.
at 10 o'clock at night. This is what I do. I set the precedence 7 o'clock in the morning when I wake up. Daughter, wife, son. Hey, y'all know that movie about that guy that is a hunter, right? Y'all know the hunter is coming out tonight.
Craven is coming out
I
tonight.
said, hey, look, I'm going to watch that bitch at 9 o'clock tonight. Who's coming? Oh, we'll think about it when we get home. Cool, that's a lie. No, you're not going to think about it when you get home. That's one person I ain't got to worry about. Hey, babe, trying to go watch Craven. This is a 2 o'clock time hat. Hey, babe, 7 o'clock. You know, I'm trying to go watch Craven at like 9:30. You trying to go? I'm so tired. Cool, no problem. I'll see you when I get back. I ain't got time to be pushing you in. You know what I like. This is what I don't want you to do. Don't go watch something just because I'm asking you to go watch it with me unless I press upon you to go watch it with me. Because you're not going to watch it with me rather than 10 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock in the morning. It's just not your forte. It's not what you like. And that's fine. There's other ways that we can bond. But what I don't like doing, I don't talk during movies. I do not.
Yeah.
So what I'm not going to do, I'm not about to give you a blow by blow how Cragen got to the place and where he at, and one day he going to fight Spider-Man. Because that's all I get when I'm in the
But
movie.
see, I'm the opposite. See, we could never watch a movie together because I gotta pause it and be like, "Now what?"
No,
I gotta have
that's
somebody
me.
walk me
Guess
through.
what?
You gotta walk
Hold
me
on,
through.
but
I'm
Sonia,
not-
but hold on, check it. Listen, Sonia, I do that when it's at home. If it's Netflix,
yeah.
I'm commentating, I'm rewinding, and let me tell you, and I'm bad.
That's
You know
what
why?
we gotta do.
Because I have a passion for acting.
Mhm.
Damn, that was a huge pause. I said I had an passion. I was about to say an passion
You're
for
an ashy
acting.
actor.
What the fuck? That's a huge pause.
So don't watch a movie with Dave.
Here's the thing, though. No, here's the
with
thing.
Dave.
Here's the thing. You need to understand the spiritual significance of how Superman came from Krypton and behaved like a man.
Talk to him.
He came from heaven to
Let
earth
him know.
and acted like a man. Come on now.
It's based on
Superman
that.
is not really a human. He acted like a human.
You can watch a movie with me. You can watch a movie with me, whether it's Star Wars.
I need you to get
3
that.
hours.
You understand that?
You can watch a movie with me for 3 hours. You can hear a rat piss on cotton. I ain't gonna say shit. I get this shit all the time when I'm watching a movie. I get this right here. They probably about to die, huh? Bitch, I don't know. I'm watching this shit for the first time like you.
With you.
Like, I don't fucking know. Let me figure it out. Oh man.
Okay. Let me pull this back.
This is the last movie I watched. I
Yeah.
bet you that car is gonna run off the tracks down the road and go into a ditch right now, and they're gonna die. The fuck? Like, how'd you get that out of them being in a house?
Yo,
I don't have time for that. So that's what I do. I cut down the rhetoric. I don't take them with me.
let me tell you something. So here now we get into the second part of the show.
So you alleviate the lie.
Why do we lie to our loved? Don't answer at once because I want to set it up. Why do we lie to our loved ones? For instance, I'm watching movies, right? Destiny was playing Breaking Bad. I had never watched the full series of Breaking Bad. So she started playing Breaking Bad. I got into it. I was like, oh, okay, damn, Walter White's something else. So we watched it all over the Christmas break, Breaking Bad.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right,
series.
cool. So I watched Breaking Bad. Then she throws on The House of Dragons. Okay, and it's Game of Thrones and dragons. And now, mind you, I get tired at night, so I'm kind of nodding off a little bit. And if I'm not, she's like, baby. I'm like, yes, babe, yes. She's like, baby, are you watching? And I'm like, yeah, I saw it's a dragon. Yes. What's the old dragon's name, baby? What's her name?
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi? What's her name? Vagar. Yeah, Vagar.
Yeah, Vagar.
When Vagar hit the scene, I said, oh shit, Vagar, because I was kind of into it. So I'm into it. Now it's time to watch what I want to watch. I want to watch The Penguin. I'm like, baby, let's watch The Penguin. I've never seen it. I need you to watch. She said, is this Batman? Yes, it's Batman, babe. Yes. She's like, okay, all right, I can do that. I said, but wait, time out. In order for you to watch The Penguin, you gotta watch the Batman, the movie. So now I took her into a 2-hour prequel for a
Yeah.
10 episode series. I'm like, you have to watch it. And she's like, okay, baby. She's like,
Got
okay,
to.
baby, I'll watch it. So I throw it on. And it starts off slow with the Riddler. Man, about 10 minutes in, she on her phone. She on the phone. And then she's like, baby, I'm gonna go to bed. And I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't need,
wow.
that's the Riddler. This is Oswald Cobblepot. This is the Penguin. He's gonna get a whole series, but you gotta understand why he's El Rata. You gotta watch it. And she's like, okay, baby, but I'm gonna go to bed. So all right, so I let her go to bed. Huh? Oh, baby.
Tell these people to.
Hold on. She says, you can't get on camp. Come here, baby.
Listen, he was.
You got to talk into the mic though. They can't hear you.
He was asleep, y'all.
Of course he was.
For the Penguin?
You fell asleep in
That's
the
right.
my
Straighten
own
him
train.
out. Straighten him out.
Okay,
No,
okay.
no,
He just lied to us.
This is no.
I'm not lying to
This
y'all.
is no.
Dave
This
was
is the
telling a
problem.
little black lie.
I'm
Dave was
No,
telling a little black
This
lie.
this is the problem. This is the problem with Dave, and I love him like a brother. And Des, this is the problem. I'm gonna tell
She
you what the
can't hear
problem
you. It's in the inner ear. She can't hear you.
Okay.
He
don't worry about it.
gonna explain the problem with me,
I'm
but
gonna
you
tell-
watch
I'm gonna
on
tell
the
you the problem with
replay.
Dave.
You can watch it in your room, babe, with them.
I'm gonna talk about this isolated situation, this specific situation.
I had more to tell. I ain't finished it. Y'all ain't let me land my
It ain't
plane.
nothing
You was
else to
lying to
tell,
us.
nigga.
Can I land my plane? Hold on. Let me be the host that I am. Hold on. Can I land? There it is. Can I land my plane? All right.
That lying ass plane. Go ahead.
I got 55 seconds. Check it. So I'm like, baby, watch this. She's like, baby, I'm going to bed. You falling asleep. I said, okay. So the next day, I said, Batman ain't my favorite. Superman, my guy. Superman is my nigga. I'm like, babe, I want you to watch Superman the movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. It's Christopher Reeve. He's the best physical Superman we've ever seen. Like he I'm like, she's like, okay, baby. So it's starting off, and she's like, was this shot in the 70s? Babe. She's like, I know the story of Superman. I'm like, just watch the movie. Right. And then, I'm like, baby, that's Krypton. That's Krypton. You see how he lift that truck? That's Kal-El. Did you see it? Baby, I'm watching. Mind you, so I'm offended. So she's like, baby, I'm watching. I'm a little tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm offended. And I'm like, damn it. I just did 2 seasons of Breaking Bad, 6 seasons of Breaking Bad. I did all this. I done got into Vagar and the House of Dragons. I understand why she's so excited about these damn dragons. And I'm like, you can't get excited about the Man of Steel, Superman. This is my guy. I went to the little boy moment, but I ain't tell her all that. I was like, all right, baby, good night. But when she left, I was like, damn, man, I want my wife to feel how Superman had to reverse time to save Lois.
Listen,
Well, here's the thing, Dave. She can support you emotionally without liking the activity per se. And also, she can
is that a
also
lie?
tell the truth. She
Is
can
that a
also
lie,
tell
though,
the truth
But
and
hold
be
on.
like, no, here's how you do it.
Staying
I'm
with the
going to
topic.
give you an example.
But I
I'm
got to
gonna
ask
give
a
you-
question. Staying with the topic of she can support you and not really like it. Is that
and
lying?
tell the truth. And tell the truth. It can happen like this. She could say, hey, it's cool. I've enjoyed this time bonding with you. Wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't really like that, but
I almost
I
spit my
enjoyed
wine
myself
out.
bonding with you.
I've enjoyed my time. No, you didn't, because you was on your phone the
If
whole
you
time.
can, and two things can be true at once, and that's the thing we have to realize. Like, it's more than just a black and white world. Sometimes it's a gray area. She could be enjoying the silent moments, just being in your presence, not even saying anything, because the emotional and spiritual connection is there, right?
Okay.
So two things can be true at the same time. When I was mentioning, as far as like being honest, sometimes we don't want to be too brash with the person that we love when we're communicating that truth to them. I'll say for me, for example, I would try to protect my man's ego and his self-esteem. So I'm not just gonna be like, oh, that show was crap. I'm not gonna watch that again. That's so lame. That's such a cornball movie. Like, I'm not gonna say it like that. But if he asks me, like, what'd you think? I'll be like, well, there were parts that were decent, but it's not my cup of tea. But I really enjoy being next to you, which is 100% true, 100% not lying, but 100% not making him feel, or making, I don't want to say making him feel, but undercutting something that he is very passionate about and that he enjoys. So that's an example of how I would do it.
Okay, I want to read Destiny's comment. She's defending
Mm-hmm.
herself from the comment section. She, she said he was multitasking all throughout Breaking Bad. I looked at my phone one time during Superman.
Okay.
That's true. That's true. That's very
There
true.
we go. Boom.
So this is the thing.
And you were going to give your soliloquy, Sherrod. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, brother. If you're not done.
You were going to say, let me tell you about Dave and his movies and all that.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But to your point, and I'll say this too. I'll say this too. I get told all the time, hey, I don't like that shit. That shit would suck. Cool. No problem. You ain't got to watch it again. I ain't going to even subject you to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go at 10:30 at night. Whoever in the train, they going north. If you want to go, you want to go. It's okay not to like the same thing that your spouse doesn't like. She likes Breaking Bad. She likes Game of Thrones. She likes House of Dragons, which is coming back on in the spring for season number 3. 2. So my whole point being, the problem you run into, in my opinion, David, you are pressing your wife to love something that you have an infinity with that you had from a childhood experience.
Yes, sir. Superman, the movie.
You're trying to make her embrace something that she does not have the same fidelity with. It will never happen. No matter how hard you try, no matter how many times you rewind, no matter how much you explain it to her. In all honesty, she doesn't give a shit. And it's nothing against you. No. And the reason she'll never tell you that.
Hold
She'll
on,
never
look.
tell you that. She'll never tell you that.
She'll do it in the comments.
She in the comments. Wait, she in the comments.
With targets. She hit nail on the head.
Yeah. But she'll never tell you that because she knows the sensitivity, how you feel about that. So she will mop it up and she will package it where it's not a charade blow. Hey man, you don't fucking like the movie? All right, well fuck it, don't watch it, man. It's cool. Yeah, it ain't gonna make me do nothing different.
Yeah,
she won't say
come
that.
like
She's
that.
like, she's your wife. She'll say, David, now between me and you, that's what between me and you, I'm just gonna say this.
How many look down, Shirai? How many targets?
I'm there.
It's like 15 bullseyes.
I know the nature of it. So therefore, the lie comes into play when she continues to try to do something to appease you, and you knowing full well making her do something that is outside of her comfort zone. So who's really telling the lie?
Okay. I agree. Now, this is great discussion. And this is what I love about the show, right? I love when we can just dig in and not take offense. As they say on the internet, we listen and we don't judge. Now, let's be for real. I did like House of Dragons, right? I did like Breaking Bad, but I'm just gonna pick something. I don't know. Let's say it's 10 seasons of the real estate show, whatever it's called, the Los Angeles real estate, Oppenheimer, whatever they do.
Selling Sunset, selling Tampa. I only got a certain amount of bandwidth to watch that bullshit in my house.
Right?
How you think I know about it?
I don't care as much. However, and I'm using me and Destiny as an example, and we love each other dearly. So y'all don't in the internet don't be reading into the marriage. But what if a husband puts up with 10 seasons of Love and Hip Hop? What if a husband puts up with 10 seasons of Sex and the City? What if a husband puts up with something even more flowery? I don't know. Pick a movie, y'all. The Notebook. What if it was 10 seasons of The Notebook? And I like The Notebook. Don't get me wrong. I love The Notebook. It's great. But what if you have one of those men out there that's not in touch with his feelings, that don't want to watch 10 seasons of the damn Notebook? They were like, man, I saw the first episode. That was enough. Well, I got to watch 10 more episodes versus even 10 more seasons. There are some people that don't want to do it and they'll say it, but there's some people that don't want to do it, but they'll do it anyway and suffer through it. Is it wrong? Now we're back to the topic. Is it wrong to suffer through it? And you're kind of lying to your spouse because you're not being as direct. And we're not talking about deceiving them and being rude. it's a white lie. It's something where you're like, I'll do it because I love him. I'll sacrifice. She liked the, real estate show. I'll watch 10 seasons of it because is it wrong to lie about that? Number one. And number two, is it wrong to lie and have the expectation? Well, now that I've done that, I need her to watch Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4 because I did it for her. That's two questions. Is it wrong to suffer through and lie to your mate, your spouse, because you love them? You're sacrificing. Susie, you can answer. And then number two, is it wrong to, after having lied and said you liked it and just suffered through it, is it wrong to expect them to come back and match you and do something that they may not be super cool with, like watch Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4?
I don't want anyone putting up with anything with me. So if they feel like they're putting up with or tolerating something on my behalf, I don't want that. However, I would appreciate if they gave it a chance. Let's say it's a season. I wouldn't want no one sitting through this many seasons of something they don't like. That's that wouldn't make me feel good at all. If they watch 1 or 2 shows and they don't like it, then I'm at peace with that. And the second question was the expectation part. You're absolutely 1,100% wrong for expecting something in return. So it's like you're suffering. So because I'm suffering, I want you to suffer too. You're just suffering so you can get something back. That's absolutely not okay.
That's good. Oh, where's my applause?
I agree.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
agree, sis.
I do.
I agree
I do.
too. I definitely agree with everything Susie said. And if I could share a short story that will be on target with this, I was dating this guy right after college, and I was a dance instructor in a swing dance organization, which is a form of ballroom dancing. And because I was teaching the dance class like twice, maybe 2 or 3 times a month, the guy I was in a relationship with, I would invite him to the dance studio and he would take some of the lessons and we would do social dancing after the lessons. And he was always like, oh, this is something new. I think I really like this. And so a month or two go by, the relationship goes down the drain. And he breaks up with me. He basically dumps me, right? And we went to
Mm,
church together. We had mutual friends, mutual
mm.
hangouts and everything. So he basically dumps me for no reason, basically.
Was it with
Or he
with
didn't tell me a reason. He
no
didn't tell me a reason.
indication? No indication.
Nothing.
It just. Mm.
He just dumped me. He told me about it, you know what I'm saying? But he did it like in a shiesty kind of way. But come to find out, like some weeks later, we bumped into each other and he was like, oh yeah, by the way, I never liked swing dancing with you.
Damn.
Okay.
It hurt my feelings so bad, y'all.
I got a question for
I
you.
mean, it was
He
bad.
didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't have to say it like that. He had to do that.
Sonya, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you. How long were y'all? Okay, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Were y'all intimate before swing dancing or after?
We never had sex. He was a virgin.
Okay.
And I was not a virgin, but we were both being abstinent.
Okay.
But we did kiss, but we never had sex. We never had any kind of sexual connection.
Y'all did right, and all the things that entail sexual activity. I got you. So the only reason he told you
I have questions after Sharad finishes. I have questions.
I'm not. I have questions too, but I am not. That this episode is not about that. So I'm going to keep it moving. My question is, when he told you that it hurt your feelings, the only reason he said that was to hurt you even more, right?
I think so. Yeah.
That was the only reason. He didn't really mean that. He just did that to hurt you more. But you guys kissed and everything, but y'all weren't intimate. So the good thing is you weren't cloudy by and preoccupied and getting tossed, meaning that didn't even come into the equation, which is good. So that means you went into this, both eyes open, right?
Define getting tossed.
You know, kaloo, let me suck your thumb, shit like that we saw earlier from the PBS. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Whoever came up with that anyway? Why were we doing that when we were young? That's so reckless, right? Hey, did you like,
doing the grown folks.
So
doing the
yeah,
nasty.
so that's good. And he did that to hurt you. So men all together, men are little boys inside. At least some of them who don't get in tune with who they are. So they will say things to hurt you more. But I think women have more material to hurt men. Because the only thing you gotta do to hurt a man's manhood is say, "Hey, your dick don't work." You know,
Hey,
men go.
you tell a man, you tell a man, I never liked Superman the movie. I never liked
Right.
Transformers
So,
seasons 1 through
see
7.
that will
That's
that will
personal.
do it.
That shit'll crush him. That'll crush him.
But that'll crush you because that you hold Superman and other DC comics in high
There you go. Come on.
regard.
But here's the
In
other
high
thing.
regard.
As a man, though, and I'm using myself as an example, and I'd like to say that too, just real quick for people that watch the show. I often use my life as examples, right? And sometimes I give y'all all of it. Sometimes I give y'all a piece of it, and we just expound. You really got to know Dave offline, like Sherrod does, to really know Dave. So don't get on. Some people get on the show and be like, "Oh, I heard his opinion, girl. I knew he was." No, sometimes you play into something to help further the conversation, or you expound or explode just a piece so people can get it right. Some of y'all don't know me until you know me, right? So I just wanted to put that out there because people have different ideas about who Dave is, and I'll be honest, I really don't care. I love y'all, but I don't care what y'all think about me. All right. Having said that, I want my woman to love a Superman and G.I. Joe and Transformers because it identifies with my personal childhood. That's the little boy in me. And I want my woman to at least be open and say, why do you like Star Wars so much? Why do you think Superman is a type of Christ? Why do you identify so much with Black Panther? Why do you like Marvel movie? Or why do you and Sherrod use the sweet rabbit and use that and they use the accent like you Thor? Right?
Yeah.
Why do you do that? I want a woman that's gonna, and I'm not talking about Des. I'm just saying I like when someone says, you know what, let me get into his head. Because he might want to get into her head. Hey, Sonia, how the hell did you become an attorney and you're on the entertainment crew of an NBA team? How did that even happen? Like,
that's different though, Dave. That's different. What you're asking for, that's actually I want to yearn to know who you are. That's the difference. That's me diving into who she is. Hey, Sonya, you know what? I'm curious. Because when you said that earlier, I was like, damn, when did she become entertainment? And when the hell did she go to law school? Like, when did she have time for that? Did she do swing dancing in Texas? I really want to know that because Texas is known for swing dancing. They're known for line dances. That's what they're known for, especially when you get to the lower parts of Dallas and Houston. Those are conversational pieces. But what Sonya's not doing is she's not saying, hey now, I go on hay rides and I go on goddamn rides. You got to come with me because this is what I'm into. Trail rides.
Well, let's ask Sonia. Sonia,
that doesn't mean that I love you any less because I don't want to do those things.
I agree, but we're talking about the lies we tell our loved ones.
It's not a lie, though.
I'm tracking, but let me paint this part of the conversation. Sonia, the reason I got you soloed over there. Did you make that man go to swing dancing, or did you highly encourage it?
I invited him and he just showed up and he kept showing up, especially the classes that I taught. He would come to those and be on time, pay the money and everything.
I'm gonna ask you another question, and you don't have to say this. You don't have to say this on camera. You can just like twitch or wink. So Sonia, y'all didn't do nothing, but were you kind of being a little more friendly to him when he came to line dancing? Did you give him a tighter hug? Did y'all go to dinner? Was it something where it was like a reward where he came to line dancing? So you know what, or swing dancing. So we gonna go to dinner tonight. Have a glass of wine. Normally I don't have a glass of wine. Did you give him any extra indication that you really appreciated that he showed up? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Perhaps I did. I'm trying to remember because this was some years ago.
Okay,
this was a long time ago. So probably. But it was like with my classes when I was teaching, you have to give individuals and the couples, personal attention.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he used it as a way to get close to you. He said, I want you to show me some personal attention, whether it's hold my hand or direct my shoulders, because I've done dance classes before.
Yeah.
So check this out. I like to step. Chicago stepping is important. I enjoy it.
Mhm.
I remember I was in a past relationship. I was like, hey, come stepping with me. Come stepping with me. Maybe
Mhm.
people will say yes just because they like you. And maybe they're doing one of those sweet lies where they're like, I don't really want to swing dance. I don't really want to go stepping tonight. But I know that's what my boyfriend or girlfriend likes. So
Mhm.
I'll roll with it. But they really so for him to come back and say, I never liked it. Damn, dude. That
That
means
was a
that means he
shock.
was lying to you. That means he was lying to you the whole time he came to the dance class, let you instruct
Yeah.
him. He was lying.
Yeah, and it felt like he was faking too because I do remember like because sometimes we would let the dancers like rotate so you can get practice with each other after you
Yep.
learn the formations and all that, the foundational steps. And
Like
I
a
would come
strip
out to the
club. Like a
lobby.
strip club. You rotate,
You
rotation.
rotate around.
You rotate.
I would
You
come
rotate.
out to the lobby, and then there was this camera, and the TV would show what was going on inside the room, and I would see him interacting with people, smiling and everything. I was like, "Oh, Billy's having a great time. He loves this. This is great." And so when the breakup and stuff happened, and we bumped into each other, and all this stuff came to my attention, I was like, "What?" Like I thought he loved dancing, but
So
I
he
don't
was
know. He's
lying.
lying. He's
He was
lying,
lying.
but
No. He wasn't lying.
He
He
was lying,
wasn't lying.
Sherrod. Sherrod, he was
He
lying.
no. He loved the fact that you love dancing, and he liked you enough to do it.
Which
He
is a white
wasn't
lie.
lying though.
Which is a white lie. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out.
No,
It's a white lie. Check me out. You're saying he wasn't maliciously trying to harm her with a lie. What I'm saying is he wasn't telling the total truth because if he liked spending time with Sonia, so he's gonna deal with line dancing. That's different than saying, "Yo, I like line dancing." Because when they break up, if he liked line dancing so much and it was something new that Sonia, introduced him to, you might
he
see
would
him
have not.
taking line dancing with other chicks that he
Other
dated
people. Yeah.
or
Or
by
other
himself,
classes.
right?
Mhm.
And for him to maliciously find her weeks later and be like, and guess what? I never liked your mother-in-law. I never liked your brother.
No.
I
He
never
did.
liked your dance class.
He did. He
That's
didn't. He
malicious,
I
didn't.
bruh.
don't.
He
And you
didn't
want to know
go.
the other? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay. You want to know the other weirder thing? He got me a Christmas present, Bath and Body Works set too. At the same time, he was like, "Here's your Christmas present."
By the way, I never liked your
I
damn
was so
classes.
I was
I,
so
I think
confused, y'all.
I think he had an inferiority complex, or he didn't feel like he was good enough, and it bothered him. Like probably trying to. I don't know this guy, but I know you're a very accomplished young lady, so I assume this was eating at him, that he probably didn't feel like he was good enough, and he gave into the dancing thing. I think he did enjoy it, surprisingly to himself. It probably surprised him, and he felt like, damn, she has something else up on me. And it was probably bothering him after y'all broke up. He just kept thinking about how much dancing meant to you, and because he felt less than, he wanted to hurt you because that's something that you hold dear to you. So he said, I didn't like it. Why would he be thinking about the line dancing? I mean, what is it called? It's not line dancing. What is
Swing
Swing
it?
dance, swing
dancing.
dancing.
Yes, swing
Swing
dancing.
dancing. Why would
So
he be thinking
Susie,
about that all that time later just to
Susie,
come say it to you? It was bothering him.
something came to my mind when you said that. It's not. It's you know what it was. He was using the dance class to get closer to Sonia. He
Yeah,
was he was
that's
hoping
it.
he was hoping her walls would get broken down, whether literally or figuratively, emotionally. He was hoping for some sort. There you go.
He's a virgin.
He probably listen to me
That don't
though.
mean shit.
Listen to me though. Virgins don't mean you ain't lusting.
Right.
Virgins
Oh
don't mean
yeah,
you're not finding them attractive. Virgins don't
Right.
mean you ain't excited
that's true.
when they touch your shoulder or when
Right.
they give you a hug. So whatever he was desiring from her, whatever it
Because he
was,
was very seductive to be a virgin, and I really called him out on a couple of things. So yeah, that is true, Dave. Because there would be time like he had a roommate, right, and I would be cooking, and the roommate would be there checking on. We would be
I'm
on
gonna
the
do
couch
a puff
talking.
daddy. I'm gonna do a puff daddy.
We was on the couch watching a movie or whatever after we ate and whatever, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go back into my room." And I was like, why you want me to go into your room? You know, it's late. Why you want me to go to your room? He was like, so you could hold my hand. And I said, and I was like, I could hold your hand right now on the couch where we are. And so
No,
it was very
we
seductive.
no, we got to be horizontal. You got to hold my hand horizontally, and I
What
got to
did he
feel
Right.
do
some
for a
warmth,
living?
some warmth.
He was an engineer. He was
Okay.
circuit engineer. Yeah,
All right.
he was very successful as well. But I
Okay,
think too,
then
it's a
Dave was
culture.
right.
It could have been
Dave
a
was right.
culture thing too.
So
Huh?
check it out. So check it out. And I'm not judging this young man. Okay, I'm not. I'm totally not. I'm using this as an
It's okay
example.
if you do judge him, though.
Damn, you know how he said it's government. You know how he said it's government. You want me to type it up and say, look, here's
I
why
just said
Bill.
his first name. I said his first
Okay,
name.
well, people that know him. So let's not say first names because people. Speaking of which, I want to say something. So I did a show a few years ago, and I was talking about a prior relationship and how it didn't work out, and I learned a lot from it. The next day, I got a nasty gram. How dare you talk about me on your janky ass podcast? That's why I can't watch your. That's why I can't. You messy. I said nothing about your name. And I was told, well, anyone that dated that knew us knew who you were talking about. If you could just, I said, yes, but I never said your name and I wasn't slandering you. I said, this is my truth. Here we go. This is my truth. This is what I understand happened to me. And I'm just explaining that. So let's not use the young man's name like we did earlier, Sonia. We're
It
gonna
don't
use it
matter.
as.
He's not in America anyway. He's not in America anymore anyway.
Is he American?
She don't want to answer. See, we can't. We already know his government name. We already know his first name. All right. So here's what we're gonna say. Here's what we're
Oh,
gonna say.
that explains so much.
The young man wanted some hold my hand,
Do
kalukaloo.
it, Sherrod.
He wanted the virgin. There you go. Pull it. Do it right. He wanted the virgin version of Nookie. He didn't want to go all the way. He wanted his little sweet thing. And you was like, bruh, come on now, hold up. Like, hold on. Like, just relax. Right?
She was ready to go. She just wanted him to say it.
I don't know about that. We got it. No, Sonya, he wasn't your type.
I wanted to protect his innocence until I knew that we were sure about each other. Like I don't, like wrapped in, like locked in. So yeah, I wasn't going for that.
Then look,
Do you hear yourself?
Sonya wasn't gonna pull that. She wasn't gonna become, big mama until she knew for a fact we was gonna get married and this is where we're going. So therefore Sherrod, she stayed the young lady. She never turned into big mama. When he was hurt, when he was hurt, she sat there and stayed her age. She never said, no, I'm gonna be big mama. She went with that.
Protect his innocence. He was trying to get rid of it.
And she didn't want to do that to him because she's like, I'm not doing that unless we get married. Number one, and number two.
No. She knew if she would take his innocence, he would be locked because she would take emotionally.
Sonia, is that true?
Physiologically, she would have taken something from him that is pure. He would have been locked, and she would have been dealing with that asshole to this day. And she knew that. That's why she didn't give him no kalukaloo.
And God probably would have caused some calamity because you over here messing with his virgins.
Now, guess what? Now, Sonya, any given point in time, you can say, amen. I already told you, man, I know the nature of people. People ain't shit.
But I want to get back to this. But Sherrod, I want to get back to how he was lying. Check me out, y'all. He was lying by acting like he liked swing dancing.
And saying that he liked it.
And that's what I mean. He acted like he liked it. He said he liked it. And why? Because he wanted that little closeness, that little extra cookie, whatever it was. And I'm talking about sex, Sonia. It could, no, hear me out. Okay. It could be affection. It could be hugs. Mm-hmm. It could be cuddles. It can be, give me a kiss on the peck on the lips instead of a peck on the cheek. He wanted extra. You wasn't with it. And that's why he came back with Vindiction and was like, I never liked swing dancing. No way. You mad, bro. You mad because you didn't get nothing that you was asking for. And you was playing the fucking game. You was lying. Sonya saw through it. And therefore you're upset about it. That's what happened. So this brings us back to the subject. Why do we tell our loved ones lies? Susie, give me maybe your top 2 reasons of why we lie to our loved ones. And we're talking about white lies. We're not talking about you murdered somebody. We're talking about white lies. Why do we lie to our loved ones, Susie? Give me like a top 3 reasons.
I only have 2 reasons. We lie to our loved ones to either protect them or to protect ourselves. And that's it.
Sherrod, top 2 reasons. Why do we lie to our loved ones?
In the famous words of Baby Boy, I lie to you because I love them. And I tell them the truth because I don't give a shit about them. I got to agree with Susie on that. I think we lie to the people we love because I think we're fearful of the outcome. And it is definitely partially because we're protecting them from their own emotions and even ours, per se. I think that's the top 2. We lie to them because we do love them and we don't want them to be hurt.
All right, Sonia, why just point, and then we can talk. Sonia, why do we lie? Top 2 reasons. Why do we lie to our loved ones?
Basically, going along with what Susie and Sherrod said, I would just add in to spare their feelings and embarrassment, and also to have a smooth continuum of the connection. You know, if you care about that person, you like what they do for you, or you like the connection, you want it to go smooth. I think that's for me the top 2.
All
But
right,
I agree. I absolutely agree with what Susan and Sherrod said. I think that's very, very much on point.
All right, check it out. According to Chat GPT, why do we lie? Why do we lie to the people we care about? Number 1, and these are not in any particular order, but fear of hurting them. Number 2, avoiding conflict. We don't want to have conflict. Number 3, fear of rejection or judgment. Because if I tell you how I feel, you may judge me. 4, wanting to protect the relationship in some cases. They might want to have a desire to protect the relationship. 5, lack of trust in the relationship. I ain't gonna tell you because this ain't gonna work out if I tell you. If I tell you I don't like Superman, David, you might not like me no more. 6, personal insecurities. If someone is insecure. So fear of hurting them, avoiding conflict avoidance, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, lack of trust in the relationship, and then just personal insecurities. It's interesting because Baby Boy did say, I love you. I lie to you because I love you. I tell them the truth because I don't give a fuck about them. Right. And that's a street adage, right? That's the same adage like treat the hoes like queens and the queens like hoes. That's like Pimpology 101. This is what they say. I would say that if you're gonna lie to someone because you love them, or you want to protect them, or you don't want to hurt them, I think there's a component of I'm also scared that if I do tell the truth, they won't stay. I think there's a component of that if I do tell the truth. And for instance, a woman's weight. We're supposed to never comment on a woman's weight. We've heard that from a kid. You don't comment on a woman's weight. Number 1. You also never ask a woman if she's pregnant. You just don't. Because you could be wrong. And then you don't ask a woman her age.
Okay.
All right. And we do that because we don't want to hurt them.
Okay. So Dave, you got those 3 things.
Yep.
What do women get told not to ask men?
How much they make.
That's great.
No. All women ask men that.
No. Let them say it. Go ahead. You said how much they give me the top 2 or 3 things, ladies, that you're not supposed to ask a man. And while I charge my phone.
That you heard from as a child, you said?
Like what's some things that you've heard as young women, like you guys are? Like, girl, don't ask that man that. Don't ask that man that.
That's like true. I've never been trained not to ask a man. I've never been trained that anything is off the table. So when you ask it like that, that's true. I've never been told. Yeah.
Exactly. Listen here. If a woman, like my mama is a big woman. My mama big. She fat.
I'm sorry.
Well, she's fat.
We're told to never call a woman fat.
We're told to never call a woman fat. If anything men lie about, it's two things. You're fat and your food is good. That's another thing we've been told as when we're young. Hey, don't you want mama's cooking? Mama's cooking is good. Go ahead and eat it, baby. And it's good. We've been forced that as men. What women been forced to do? Because ain't no question off the table. That's why it was a young lady one time, and I hate this back and forth. I see a young lady. I say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then we talking and everything, and she says this. She said, "How old are you?" I immediately tell her, "No problem." I said, "So with every action, there's a reaction. This is law of physics." I said, "Oh, I put in all the emphasis on the syllabus, right? All the jargon and vernacular, all the red herrings for all you legal folks out there. I toned down my voice and I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm 20 whatever at the time. I think I was 30 something." I said, "Oh, I'm such and such." I said,
Yes. He said, yes.
If you don't mind me asking, which I don't give a fuck if you mind or not, because I'm going to ask. I said, "Oh, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?"
Mm-hmm.
Guess what the first thing she did? Became defensive.
How old do you think I am? Oh.
Now, here's the asshole. I asked you a direct question. We're playing on semantics. Now, all of a sudden, I asked you a direct, hey, I said, "Oh, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? How old you think I am?" I immediately go to an ignorant response.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If I think she's 30 something, I'm automatically saying like 39, knowing she's in her 20s.
And you're doing that because you're trying. I know you. You're trying to show her the double standard and the ridiculousness of. So you can ask me something personal like my age, but I can't ask you your age. Like let's just be honest. So hold on. Destiny mentioned we said what can women not ask men about? Destiny said don't ask men about their sexuality, meaning
That's
like
true. That's
don't
a new
like
thing.
don't ask them if they are gay.
No. That's bullshit.
That's true.
That's some new. Miss me with that millennial bullshit. That's new.
Yeah, that's the new stuff.
That's new shit. That's something new. Millennials.
Well, hold up though,
new.
Sherrod. You know why it's new though? Because back in the 70s and the 80s when we was growing up, you didn't ask a person if they were gay. You did. It was under the table. It was a secret that was not talked about. So it wasn't. Hold on. Hear me out. So Destiny in her 30s, or in fact, she's 30. So she just got out of her 20s.
Okay.
She didn't grow up like we did. We in our 40s and 50s. She didn't grow up in the era where you just don't ask nobody, do you like girls and guys? Do you only like girls? Do you only like guys? We didn't get into that. We would just notice the signs. Oh, they got an earring in the wrong ear. Oh, he gay. We would just notice the signs and not talk about it. Don't ask, don't tell. George Bush. She's in the era of, hey, you need to know. So it's okay to ask because, hey, it's 2024. You might be this, you might be that, you might be fluid. So they are more like, I need to ask, so they'll ask. We were taught you don't bring that shit up.
But that's fine though. If a guy is trying to put pressure on you and trying to take you home tonight, 9 times out of 10, he's gay, all right. He's happy about trying to get you home. Sexuality wise, he's not. My whole point being, her generation. You like that hot play on words, gay?
That wasn't the definition that we were thinking, sir.
So
well played.
But you don't have to. You that's something that she may have to ask, but it's not off limits for women. That's not like a. It's not like a bad thing that they ask. It's not like I don't know if I should ask that. We specifically have 3 things we don't ask women: their weight, their age, and what else don't we ask?
You said pregnancy?
Are you pregnant? You better not. that water could be about to break. You better not just assume. You need to know for a fact that's a baby and not a beer gut.
I've made that mistake before. I've actually seen some women I've seen a woman who has some fibroid issues, which is a huge thing, especially in the Black community for Black females. And I mean, she looked like she was pregnant. So, and I looked at her and I fought it for like 10, 15 minutes. God damn, I want
and you should have left it.
Hey,
No,
Rod.
because no. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause see, no, you can't be the pot calling the kettle black, right?
Mhm.
You can't be that woman that's bouncing around in a room, poking fun at everybody, and you're
Oh,
doing,
she was
and you're,
doing that.
she was that woman, and like she Kiki in there and Kiki in there, and I literally looking at her like, oh, maybe she just happy because she looked like she pregnant, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I said, well, damn, she. I feel like she giving me an okay to ask this shit because she talking and kikiing with everybody. I'm gonna just ask
No,
this motherfucker this shit.
you
I said,
wanted to get
hey.
some. You wanted to get your lick back, right?
No. She didn't say nothing to me. I'm good. I got tough skin. You can tease me all day. Just remember though, when you throw out that motherfucking pencil,
It's
a
gonna come
damn
back.
tree
Yeah.
is coming back.
So I want to read some of the comments right quick, Rod.
Yeah.
And I want to say this. When I was single, I would ask the tough questions to Rod. I would ask them first conversation on the phone. Because see, I'm not gonna waste about 6 months, and I'm in my late 40s trying to find me a 28-year-old. I'm not about to waste 6 months. So I used to be like on the
Right.
phone or in text messages when they say, "Oh, well, what do you do? How much do you make?" Because when you ask me about how much I
That's
make,
the opening.
I'm immediately asking you about your sex drive. How much do I make? Well, we could talk about that, but how often do you like to have sex if you're married in a relationship? How often do you see that happening? Oh my God. I didn't say, do you like sex? What position do you like? Are you nasty? I just said, when you're married, how often do you see yourself having sex with your spouse as a sex drive? I just want to know. You want to know my income? You want to
Yeah,
measure
that's fair.
you want to measure my potential for income? You want to measure where I'm at in terms of 6 figures, 5 figures, 7 figures? You want to know where Dave land? Well, I need to know your sex drive because I'm not marrying nobody that ain't compatible with me.
What's wrong
That
with
doesn't
that?
make
Fair
Though?
enough.
sense, Dave. No, you know why? It's not even it just doesn't make sense because you're asking something that they don't really know. Because that's like asking someone to lie. How does a
No,
person know?
no.
Listen, because how would they know how much they're gonna have sex with? Listen to me. How would they know how much sex they're gonna give you if y'all were gonna get married? I fuck based on how happy that person makes me feel. So how would I know when I get married how much
Because
am I
Okay,
gonna
Susie.
give
okay,
you?
okay. Hold on,
Because
Dave.
Susie. Go ahead,
Hold on,
Rod.
Dave. Hold on,
Go ahead,
Dave.
Rod.
Okay, based on what you just said, if I tell you I make $1 million a year and I answer your question, your sex drive is through the fucking roof. I guarantee it.
Not necessarily though.
Right. So what's
Because he
wrong
could
with
be a
his
whole
question?
jerk. Jerks turn me
No.
off.
But
It's not
what's
enough
wrong with his
money in the
question?
world to make me fuck a jerk.
No. He's asking you what is your current sex drive? Not with me. What do you do currently?
Or
That's
Because
not what
what
he
you
can it
do
be
asked.
like
currently,
can it
That's
be
what
like an
I
average?
can answer
Because
that. That's not what
Hold
he
on, hold
asked.
on. I know because I don't want to split hairs, right?
okay.
What I was getting at, let me try to be clear about what I was asking people when I was dating. Mind you, I'm married, so this is fucking relevant. Okay. And I'm not about to be in a doghouse playing with y'all.
you
Okay.
just remember you brought it up.
Okay. I did for the show.
You
Yes.
opened the door. Dave, you opened the door.
Well, I'd like to say something.
Oh,
One time I brought something up on the show and I was talking about something from the past. And I guess I was like, yeah, I remember when I was in the game, I could retire where they love me, but they still love me. I was talking like Mitch. I looked over and my wife was over there with a skillet and a spatula looking at me like, you want to keep talking about your past or you want to talk about
Okay.
your wife? And I was like, sorry, y'all, never mind. Let's not even finish that story. So, all right. Having said that, look, y'all. Damn, I lost my train of thought. I'm getting older. Where was I
and I just
going?
want for the records, every time Dave talks about his past, I've always said, stop talking about your fucking past.
Okay, Dave. Here's where
You were
let's pick up where you
You have.
dropped off. Okay. So you were saying let's not split hairs about the projections of what they anticipate when they get married as opposed
Thank
to
you
what
so
their
much.
norms are. That's where we
And
were
this is
at.
why Sonia, because Sonia remembers. So you know how to help Dave out. All right. So Susie, it's not about splitting hairs. It's about you ask me something personal like my income.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you something personal like your sex drive. it ain't about with David or if we get married, how much are you gonna want? No. You know whether or not you've had sex, you know whether or not you like sex, and you know how often you like sex when you're happy.
When you were having it,
So
yeah.
the
So you can
question
even
was,
take an average of
so the
like
question,
if you
right.
had 2 or 3 boyfriends and y'all were in the same city, if y'all was only doing it once a month, and the projections are like if you live together, you should do it more often. You can kind of answer that question with some level of certainty. I know
And
I can.
Sonia, you could ask a woman, like it came back. The senior moment is gone. When you're happy in a relationship, how often do you like to have sex? That's based on your personal experience. Now, if you say I've never had sex, okay, well then damn, we can't talk. Now, but if you say I've had sex and I've been in relationships, hey, when I'm with a man and I'm happy, I like to do. That's a valid question. When you asking me, when you asking me how much money I make, and am I gonna be doing this and that for my family? And some women will ask you about your penis size.
You know what's different about your question and what Sherrod said? Like, you remember yesterday was transactional, right? We were talking about transactional. Sherrod asked us, it was like reciprocation. He asked the same question back, right? That was the same question. You asked something like, well, if I give you money, you better be giving me some pussy on a regular basis. And that seemed transactional.
No, that's see, you mischaracterizing.
I said seemed. I said seemed.
But I didn't say if I give you money, you need to give me pussy. That's not what I said. What I said was you're asking about money. It's personal to me. So I'm asking you about your sex drive, which is personal to you. I didn't ask you for sex. I asked you about sex. It's different. She didn't ask me for money. She asked me about my ability to earn. That's different. And I feel, and this is why when I was on this particular app and this lady was like, oh my God, why are you going there? I said, well, you want to know how much I make? It's the same type of question. It's personal. I didn't ask you to have sex. I just said, and when you're happy, how often do you like to have sex? I'm getting a parameter. You want to know, am I in the low six figures, the mid six figures, the high six figures? You want to know? And if I decide to answer that, it's a personal thing. You can ascertain something about me. And she was like, I just don't think that's like necessary on the first conversation. I said, I think it's absolutely necessary on the first conversation because if we ain't compatible, this is a wrap. We ain't got to call each other. We were on an app.
Yeah.
We were on Bumble or Hinge. I'm like, yo, if we ain't aligned, God bless you. I'll move on.
And I think that kind of goes back to Sherrod's original example when the lady was asking like him his age, but then when he asked the age, she didn't want to tell it. To me, it's like if you open the door to some personal questions to ask the other person, don't be surprised when the other person's going to ask you a personal question as well because you open the door. And that's kind of where I would say with that question that Dave was talking about, I think it's appropriate to ask because I think it's an appropriate question. If she opened the door and asked him a personal question, then he can open the door. He could, walk through the door and ask her a personal question, in my opinion.
So what are other questions that women can't ask men? Destiny said you can't ask a man about his sexuality, whether he's straight or gay. She also said, don't ask men about income.
Yeah, I've never done that. I guess I'm like,
I've never done that either.
I have never had done that. Now, I ask a guy like, when we first meet, like, oh, where do you work or what do you do for a living? And he could say, oh, I work in accounting, or oh, I work in law enforcement, or I work security, or whatever. I don't ever ask, okay, so how much did you make? Let me see the W-2 from last year. Let me see your 1040. You filing a 1040? Do you have an LLC? I just let that reveal itself through the process. But as long as I know like he is got some kind of regular income or working somewhere, that's good enough for me to make an analysis.
So Des followed up and she said, asking a man about his income is tacky.
I agree.
I was at Staples Center, y'all, in my younger days, and I was going through the parking lot, paying my money to get out. And the attendant looked like she was Black and Asian. She was actually really cute. So I'm leaving and I'm about to pay for everything. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, this is where you working? So she's like, oh, I'm cool. And I was like, I wouldn't mind like getting to know you. You got an Instagram? She said, how much money you make? What's your income? I said, what? She She said, "What's your income? You want my your Instagram? You need to have a certain amount of income." I said, "Okay, so I'm cool." Paid my bill and drove off. And first thing I said was, "That's why you don't talk to fucking parking attendants." That's
No,
why
no, no, no.
I was
That's
mad.
not. That's not
I
it.
was mad. I was mad.
Number one, she's young. She's in a certain demographics. She's young.
Yep.
She's young because women of a certain age would have more decorum about themselves and
More
wouldn't ask
couth.
questions.
Well, here's the thing, Sherrod. I've been young too and never asked a man that. I've been 20 and 19 and 18 and 22 and never asked a man that.
It goes back to when your parents or your village poured into you.
Well, we can't say it's a young thing because we've all been young, but we haven't acted that same
It's the
way.
it's
It
a
could be an
character thing.
underdevelopment and a
It's a
character
character thing.
thing.
It's a character
But
thing.
youth, being young is no longer an excuse to be acting ratchet and without class. That's the only
No,
shit I'm saying.
She had
that's
no
true.
couth.
But what I'm saying is usually your village and your community and your parents that have poured into you, whether it's a nucleus family or not, it doesn't matter. It usually builds your character because leadership reflects character, right? So if you have good leaders in your life, that's going to be your character base. So with this young lady, not only that, the other flip side to the coin is how many men you think ask her that on a daily and nightly basis that say those same things. So that in itself is a lie and a red herring because she's trying to throw you off anyway. She don't really want to talk to you, so she asks you something that's so far off the reservation
that
it doesn't even warrant you responding to it. Now, out of 10 people, the law of averages, the majority of guys gonna do exactly what you did, but it's always gonna be the one or two guys that slip through the cracks and say, "Oh well, shit, I make $1 million. What's good? You trying to go now? Because you can stop this shit for a month." She gonna get them. Them the kind of guys she don't really want. She's trying to push them away, but she don't know what kind of guy you are because you didn't say anything. So she really don't want that.
Hey, I want to read a comment. Estevan is at the gym, but he did text a comment. He said, we were talking about telling the truth, right? And why do we lie to the ones that we love? He said, sometimes you can tell the truth and lose someone you really love. And you can lie and lose someone you really love.
That's true.
Wow. Which one do you choose? He said, you don't want to lose that person. So which one do you do? And we can talk about those situations where let's say you didn't tell them about a legal issue. Let's say you didn't tell them about a marriage. Let's say you didn't tell them about children. Let's say you didn't tell them about a health condition, right? You kept it quiet. Because, do you want to tell somebody on the first date, hey man, I have a medical issue, right? They might run. Or you tell somebody, hey, I'm currently in a legal battle, or I'm currently on, probation or parole, or I'm a convicted felon and I've recuperated my life, but I do have this on my record. Sometimes you can't tell a person you just met, yeah, I'm a felon. They may run. It ain't their business. You don't even know if y'all gonna go get a cup of coffee yet. So why am I telling you my personal business? So I hear what Estevan is saying. Sometimes if you tell the truth, you could lose them. Sometimes if you lie, you could lose them. So let's talk about that. Should we tell? That's the question. Are white lies justifiable in any instance? And something where I'm just not going to tell the truth or I'm just not going to talk about it. Is it justified? Is it in any instance?
Well, I think the examples you gave are not white lies. They are detrimental, life-changing, relationship-altering,
That's true.
dishonest statements. Now, if it's something like, oh, 10 years ago, I had to file a bankruptcy because my house caught on fire or somebody stole my vehicle and I didn't have insurance. Okay, that's not really relevant to the relationship or your economic status because that's been 10 years ago. You wouldn't have to disclose something like that on a first date. That was something that would come up later in the courtship and you would be okay because that's a part of life. We have ups and downs. But if it's something where you got a serious, non-curable disease, that needs to be told on the front end. If you are a TRANS, that needs to be told on the front end. If you are a FELON, that needs to be told on the front end. If you had the surgery That needs to be told on the front end.
What's
Those kind of things, the surgery.
TRANS. She talked about that. Trans. If you're trans and you've had the surgery, or you trans and you haven't had the surgery, it's important to mention that. And it really is.
This is
Before feelings get involved.
Because feelings, right? And you don't want
investments.
You want to give the person a chance to choose. They can respect you if you give them a chance to choose, because they can get invested. You don't want to get invested and then find out,
it's the first date.
She was born a man,
It's the first date.
You got to tell it up front. If it's
you.
that crucial, you got to tell it up front. You have to.
Well, no, I agree.
If you are a STRIPPER, you gotta let that be known.
Wait, hold on.
This is after dark. This is after dark, Sonia.
Hold on a second. Can you not?
So I can say it. Yeah, I can say it tonight. Okay, I didn't want to get your algorithm. I didn't want to get your algorithm.
It's after dark.
Okay, I didn't know.
I am fucking confused. Like, you were saying acronyms, and I was like, what acronym is that? What acronym is that? I was like, why is he saying? I was like, what is Sonya talking about with these acronyms? I said, I hear acronyms all day. I was like, what acronym is that? I'm trying to see an acronym.
Sorry, y'all.
Like, what acronym is that?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to get his channel in trouble because certain stuff gets whacked.
Everything you said and use the word, please.
Okay. Go ahead, Sonya.
So I was saying. I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. I was not following you.
So I was saying, if it's that detrimental and it's one of those.
Nope. Tell us what you said. Just say it. Okay. Sherrod he want the sound bite. Give it to us.
I did not.
If you are a trans, that should be told on the front end. If you have had the surgery or if you have not had the surgery, that needs to be told on the front end. If you have an STD currently, or if you have an incurable STD, that needs to be told on the front end. If you are a felon or you are about to possibly be a felon pretty soon, that needs to be told on the front end. If you are a swinger and you like to do your polyamorous, and you like to be out there, and you have an alternative lifestyle and you want that to be that should be told on the front end, especially if you're dating someone who's monogamous or who's projecting to be monogamous. You need to put that out there. So that's why I was saying today's initial comment, that's not a white lie. That's the very, very important thing you have to come correct with, the truth.
That's true. So white lies. And we're going to close up shop here in a minute because we made our 2-hour limit. White lies. Why do we should we tell white lies? White lies could be, I'm not going to tell you my age. I talked to someone when I came to LA. This young lady, and she wouldn't tell me her age because she used to be in Hollywood. She was in the music industry, and she would never tell me her age. And I chased her for a year, so we eventually stopped talking. And years later, Sherrod, I'm at one of the bars we used to hang out at. I'm not gonna say the name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving the bar. I'm a little tipsy, and some woman, you just gonna walk by me, David? I was like, oh, hey. Oh, wow. What's up? She was like, dang, Dave, you gonna walk past me? I said, I ain't gonna lie. I'm tipsy. I was going home. I didn't even see you. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, how you doing? We should keep in touch. And the first thing I wanted to say was, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I chased your ass for a year and you wasn't fucking interested. Now you want to keep in touch? Why? I was like, no, fuck out of here. And so then, she gotten older. Right, I noticed, and I started to ascertain her age, and I said to myself, why couldn't she just be honest with me when we were talking, or at least when I was interested in her and trying to talk? Why couldn't she just be honest with me about whatever it was she was doing, whatever? But no, what I kept getting was, I don't know. And I remember the one that sealed the deal, that closed the coffin. She was like, you would make a great husband. I know you would. I know you would. You'd be a good husband. You take care of me. I know you would. But you might not be able to take care of me the way I need to be taken care of because, I'm used to this. And I said, let me translate. I don't make enough. my little good job, my little engineering career ain't good enough because you used to Hollywood niggas. You used to music, acting, you used to sports, you used to, and even if I did make that kind of salary, I don't have that kind of juice when I walk in the party, when I walk in the club, when I walk in the, so you need that. So I said, that's all you got to say. And we're not going to play this game. That's all you got to say to me. And as life went on, you know, and then I got stopped in a bar, and I was like, "Damn, you gonna walk past me? You can't talk to me." I remember the days when, and I'm like, "I ain't even see you. My bad. How you doing? Good seeing you. Absolutely. All right, yeah, take care. Yeah, I'll follow you on Twitter. Hey, I'll see you later." I left. I was like, "No, this ain't what you thought it was. That's over. This ain't the little boy. I'm not that.
Right.
I was at one point. I'm not no more."
Well, I will say, Dave, in the past 5 to 10 years, I will say a lot of women over the age of 25 or 30 are not revealing their ages because there is this sentiment going around that women lose their value after 35 or 30 or whatnot when it comes to like the romantic marketplace. And that men will treat you differently if you're too young, and they will treat you differently if they perceive you as being too old. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying it's a thing that's out there. I'm not saying that you should or should not disclose that. I have just noticed from my friendship circle that a lot of times women today are not openly discussing their age as quickly as they used to. Now, I'm not saying they hide it forever, but not the first, second, or third date. They'll end up telling the person later or letting the person try to figure it out on social media just because of what's going on. You know, men have
Then
been
then
devaluing women
then
for
you don't need to
years
know.
for
Then you
their
don't need to
age.
know. Then that woman doesn't need to know my dick size,
That's
my
true.
income, or where
That's
I
true.
live, because they be trying to ascertain what you do for a living. They want to know your earning potential.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them
Yeah,
are
because
straight up.
they married for potential. That's what women marry for.
Yep.
Men don't
They
marry
want to
for
know what
potential.
kind of job you got, what kind of career,
Yeah.
because they want to say, is he an engineer? Oh, okay. Is he a technical writer? Is he an actor? Is he a model? They want to know because it's also lifestyle and access. Because
Yes.
here's what I learned: six figures in southern rural Georgia, six figures in the industrial Midwest is a big fucking deal. Like you making six figures, you're a good man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm not about to walk away from no good man. You come to Los Angeles, six figures, you ain't shit. Because you ain't making seven. Why ain't you making seven? Why ain't you making
It depends
high
on
six
where you're
figures?
at in California. But I can tell you
Fact.
this: in Georgia, if you making six figures, I guarantee, Susie, this is going on all the time as much as you want it. Okay, so that's what that equates to. That's the mindset of those people in the rural South. I'm just telling you, that's where that's at. Nobody's about to
Can I
tell you
ask?
like, I don't know about that. Shit, eggs
Can I
is
ask a
fucking
man something?
$12 a 12 pack. Okay, people's is fucking around here. Okay, that's what's going on. I'm just
Go
saying.
ahead.
Nobody's
Go ahead,
about to tell
Susan.
you no. Goddamn.
When these women, when you guys were single, and you're in a dating scene, and women show their like desire for finances and material gain, like in the beginning when they're dating you, why do you continue, or do you continue to deal with, let's say if they do it respectfully, I'm not saying the ones that are just straight up whatever, the ones that do it respectfully in the beginning, why do you guys, if you do, continue to deal with those type of women?
You want me to answer, Dave?
Yeah, go ahead, Rod. I'll come
So
behind you.
so so men don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We don't care about that. What we see is what we like. Like men will date the chick that's working at the counter checking you out at Target. We will date her. We will marry that John, right? We will take her home to mom. Women ain't doing that. They ain't about to marry the guy working at Target with the same young lady that we did doing the same thing. Women ain't gonna do that. Their expectations are different. Our expectations is superficial. What we see is what we like. That's what we want to horn on. We want to horn on. horn in on, I should say. The problem you run into is with us. We're very men have a tendency to do certain things in order to yield a certain woman. We get the high paying job because we know women like high paying guys, successful men. We buy the car that's shiny and fancy because we know women like shiny, fancy, new objects. We dress a certain way because we know women like well-dressed men. We smell a certain way because we know women like men that
Good smelling man.
So we're doing everything. We're just like a normal turkey in the wild. We're just like a peacock that's trying to get a mate. We're going to do everything to make it accessible so you will notice me. Look at me. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. Look what I can provide you if you get with me.
Can I jump in?
Women don't do that. That's
you
the
know
man thing.
You know why we do that? You know why we do that though, y'all? So we do that because women like security, and women like status, and unfortunately, women like flashy things. If you come in with an understated caprice, or you come in with a flashy, Bugatti, just two different ends of spectrum. They gonna look at the man in the Bugatti before they look at the man in the nicely kept understated Caprice Classic. They gonna be like, damn, who the fuck is that in a Bugatti? Because it attracts their attention. Same reason a peacock does this. The male peacock posturing.
I think you guys missed the question though. I think you guys missed the question. The question was, when these women, okay, if I get a guy that's always with a bunch of women, right? And then I've always seen like he portrayed himself to be a womanizer. And then I get into a relationship with him and then I start complaining he's always cheating on me. Like, wouldn't that be my fault?
No,
and
no,
I'm
no.
asking,
What's a womanizer?
Like, he's always dealing with a bunch of women. Every time you see him, he's with this one and that one, holding this one's hand, holding that one's hand, so on and so forth.
What does that mean though? You automatically assume he's a womanizer?
Meaning like he entertains multiple women at a time. You're right. Maybe that's the wrong word for it. That's the wrong word, but he entertains a lot of women. He engages with a lot of women, so on and so forth.
You've seen him with various women at various times in his life.
At the same time in his life, like every time you see him, he's with
different
women.
He's a philanderer.
There you go.
A philanderer.
So I was asking you guys, like, when women in the beginning, when you start dating, and they make it clear that they're interested in your finances or what you can do for them financially or materialistically, why do you guys continue to pursue these women?
I have an answer. Because they want the pussy.
That's it. It ain't nothing more than that. Men will do anything. That's like I'm telling you, they will do anything they can to get to the kaloo. So whatever lie they gotta tell, they're gonna do it.
Think about
I don't even deal with you. Dave knows me. I don't even deal with you if you're not on the same tangent as me with things I'm doing in my life. This is where I'm going. This is the things I'm doing. Hey, I'm doing this veterans things. Are you good with it? You're not? Cool. I just want you to know, if you're gonna be with me, I'm doing this thing because this is my calling. This is what God has put me on earth to do. I know this is my calling. I embrace this. It's dealing with a bunch of old folks. Some of them are white. Some of them are black. I don't give a shit. I got an old soul, and this is what I'm doing. You cool with that? Now listen. If you're not cool with it, I'm cool with you not being cool with it. That don't change my perspective.
Right. I ain't changing my purpose.
I'm not changing my purpose for you. I don't want that kaloo that bad. Now, I might alter it a little bit to get it because, that's the nature of men. But we're not going to change our purpose because of that.
Susie. Men.
Why the arms shake though? Why the arms need to be steady when you're doing it?
You don't understand. You're not following. You're not following.
I'm gonna put some preference to it. Watch this. Yeah, boy. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, there we go.
Pussy. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
John Witherspoon. John Witherspoon.
Rest in
That's
peace, John
awesome.
Witherspoon.
I beat. Really, you beat it up. You beat.
Rest in peace. One of the
That's
great
so
comedians.
awesome.
Facts. So Susie. So my answer to your question would be, the men want the coochie, so they're gonna put up with the gold digger or the person that may be financially abusive, I'll call it, or whatever. They want the coochie.
Or the mouth.
Now,
Or the
and
mouth.
or the mouth. Or the mouth. This is the thing. They're like, I'll put up with her asking about my money. I'll buy her a couple of steak dinners if I feel like I'm gonna get rewarded with that good. Because sometimes the man ain't looking for a wife. He's just looking for a good time, not a long time.
But then let's take it further. When y'all do that, y'all put y'all's guard down and y'all end up marrying hoochie mamas and people like that. Then you want to get on a podcast and complain about women using y'all and stuff. Because y'all supposed to use them for a good time, not a long time. And then y'all end up falling in love with them girls and giving them
I didn't
babies
want to
and
say it.
giving them babies, giving them trips, giving them attention, giving them everything.
I have a response. I have a response to that.
Not you, Dave. I'm not talking about you, Dave.
No. I know. But I'm gonna respond for the men. That is an untrained Padawan, not a Jedi.
Oh my God.
It happens to a lot more of y'all than y'all would
because they Padawans.
Exactly.
Check me out. I'm a pimp by blood, not relation. Y'all be Chase son. I replay son.
Come on, Dave.
Hear me out. When you've been raised around some men, that's like, hey dog, don't go for the okie doke.
Yeah.
Hey, she gonna put it on you. She gonna put it on you.
Yeah.
She gonna kiss you from the rooter to the tutor.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gonna make you food. She gonna do everything. Listen, bruh. She gonna go to church and get baptized and speak in tongues. She doing everything you need, and she gonna be nasty in the bedroom to trap you. You gotta see that and know when it's genuine and know when it's not.
But y'all men don't. Not you, Dave.
I know, but I'm talking about the untrained man. There's untrained men that can't see it.
70% of y'all.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yes. 70% of men ain't men. 70% of men are out here getting tricked by women. 70% of men don't know how to discern a wife from a whore.
Correct.
Because you know why? All they can see is, I want the coochie. And because I want the coochie, man, I'm going for whoever putting it out in whatever way. So for instance, Sonia, your dance buddy. Let's use him as an example. Let's say he wanted affection, right? And you were like, hey, sir, this is reserved for marriage. I'll go out with you. I'll hang out with you. We're not doing all that touching and cuddling. And he got mad and he went to 15 swing dance, classes, right? Once a week for 15 straight fucking weeks. He learned how to turn. He did all that shit. And then when he like, now can I get some honey? Can I get some nookie? Can I get anything? And you're like, sir, I already told you from the beginning. That's reserved for my husband. Like, you cool, but we ain't that cool. That's why he broke up with you and was like, I never liked your classes anyway. Because see, he was lying to you the whole time. And he was mad because he wasn't getting something. Now, I don't know this man. So I want to be very clear. This is hyperbole and this is a hypothetical. I don't know this man. But I'm assuming that a man that chases a woman for X amount of time and don't get anything he's looking for, that's why he would be vindictive and come back and be like, your breath stink. The man that liked your hips for 15 weeks, well, you was too thick anyway.
How did you know he was a virgin? How did you know he was a virgin other than the fact that he told you he was a virgin?
Well, we met in church and everything, but I mean, I was just going off of, men don't tend to lie about that kind of thing, I don't think. But it was one of those things. It was a cultural difference because he wasn't from America.
Yeah, I got you.
But we were in a church together, and I think we got serious quicker because we were prophesied over. This lady came and prophesied and said we were supposed to be together. And then he was saying that he saw me. I had this brown pinstripe like dress jacket suit on, and he said that I looked really, really good in it. and he couldn't stop staring. And so that's how
At
we
your
met.
ass, Sonya. At your ass. He was looking at your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
And
a
man,
hips
Y'all
and
got
thighs guy.
prophesized on him.
He's kind of a hips and thighs guy, but yeah.
Was he? Oh, so
Pentecostal playboy. Pentecostal playboy.
so
Listen.
he's African.
Sherrod, the prophetess, the prophet
Yeah.
or the prophetess came through and was like, "Hey, you're gonna meet a woman with thighs that's intelligent, that's brown skinned, and she's gonna be a believer, and she's gonna be speaking in tongues." He looked over and he said, "Sonya got thighs, and Sonya's prophecy." And Sonya, oh my God, God said she's my wife, and then he proceeded to try to get the coochie.
He was African. I knew he was African, but
Prophet lion.
But was he a Christian or was he Muslim?
A Christian.
He was Christian.
You knew that when she said prophesied. Muslims ain't talking about somebody prophesied at my church.
Not necessarily.
I ain't never heard a Muslim talking about somebody prophesied and spoke in tongues and told me Sonya was my wife. That happened in church.
It depends.
That happened in Christian church.
It
right.
depends. It depends.
And I have a problem with Pentecostal playboys. I do. Listen, back when I was like
in the world.
No, I was gonna say when I was a Jesus freak, and I still love Jesus. Don't get me wrong, but when I was a zealot, Simon Zelotes, strong word. When I was a zealot, I was honest. If I wanted some trim, I'd be like, "Hey, I like you. Listen, we not supposed to, but I like you." And if they're, no, come on, brother David. You're right. All right. And I get my life together and I leave it alone. I was not one of them people that was looking for a church girl to try to get some. That's wrong. That's the worst. That's the worst.
Ooh.
Like if you're gonna be in the world, be in the world. But if you're gonna be in the church, you straighten up and fly right. Don't be in the church trying to get coochie. Please don't. And that's what Pentecostal playboys do. And they try to use church and church isms as a reason to get her to let her guard down. If Sonya would have gave that man cuddles and hugs, it would have just progressed.
Well, she tried.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to
cuddles and hugs.
She tried to. She just basically said she didn't want to take his innocence. See.
Mm-hmm.
Those were cold words, Sonya. I didn't mean actual cuddles and hugs. I meant
No.
If you gave him hugs with your body parts.
Oh, no.
No. Oh, no. He tried to give us the kalukalu. but every time they got close to it, you know what? In the back of her mind, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna take his purity. And Solomon said, "Is there a virtuous woman among us?" And I want to be a virtuous woman. I don't want to be the woman that fucks this up for him. That's all that was about.
She don't want to be that lady right there, the older lady taking advantage of the innocent virgin man.
That's all that was about.
She didn't want to be that.
Let's just call it that.
She didn't want to be Big Mama. She didn't want to be Big Mama. And I'm not mad at that.
I mean,
hey, look, y'all. We are
Can I say one thing about the lying thing that you said earlier?
Oh.
No, not about that. But, honestly, like I don't mind if I'm in a relationship and I know that man loves me, like for real, because even when a man loves you for real, they're not perfect, they mess up, right? Sure. So if I'm in a relationship where a man's love is nothing to be taken lightly, okay, because a lot of men are afraid to give their heart because of what pain could come with it. So if a man's giving me their heart and I know they love me, if they lie to me, I'm not going to be mad as long as it's something that won't hurt me. As long as the lie is to protect me and it's something that cannot hurt me, they're doing it on my behalf. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. This is my personal preference.
Susie.
This is my personal preference.
Susie, yeah. Let me tell you about that. Just indulge me for 5 minutes here. My father, rest in peace, told me, Dave, a man is going to sacrifice for his family.
Yes.
Family preservation. He going to die for his family. Even the Bible says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church, and he laid down his life. That is when a man love you, he will lay down his life. Now, woman, right, is going to take care of her children, of course. That's a gift. But I'm talking about when she's in her flesh, she's going to be self-serving. My father said, David, a woman's number one priority is self-preservation. When it come down to you and her, you got to go. It's your fault. It is not going to be her sacrificing for you. So, having said that, I just had another 51-year-old senior moment. What was your last statement you said, Susie?
I said it would be okay if a man lied to me if he loved me, as long as it don't hurt me.
Thank you so much. Okay. And it might be this bottle of wine I just had. Oh, yeah.
Damn, the whole bottle?
Hey, but it's been 2.5 hours. I've been sipping and talking the whole time. All right, so check it out. When I was in college, I've told this story before. When I was in college, Freaknik 93 destroyed my life. I was a good Christian young boy, okay? Serving Christ with vigor, zealous. And I was encouraged to go to Freaknik by my Christian friends, by my worldly friends, and by my girlfriend at the time. She said, just go to Freaknik. I said, why I want to go to Freaknik? She said, because I feel guilty, baby. You know, I'm out here with my girls. You know, just go to Freaknik. Enjoy yourself. I said, I'm studying for my finals. I don't want to go to Freaknik. And she's like, just go, have fun. Go with your boys. I was like, well, I want to go with them niggas. I love you. I don't want to see coochies and ass. So I go to Freaknik. When I go to Freaknik, I see my Christian friend Omar that went to World Changers. I saw a woman. I saw a circle of men doing this, and I saw a woman, and she was dancing. And when I got and peered into the circle, all I heard was my Christian friend saying, "Oh shit, don't you quit? Let me see you work it, bitch." And this is my Christian friend from church, and she was. And I said, "What manner of sorcery is this?" And an older woman came on to me, and I was weakened in my spirit, and I gave in to the flesh. I gave into the flesh a week after Freaknik, messed my life up. So me being now, I was Mr. Faithful. My girlfriend at the time, Mrs. Faithful. The week Freaknik came up, she was out of town with her girls. Hey, I'm back at my old college. It's a fraternity, sorority party. We hanging out. Baby, have fun at Freaknik. Got the clearance. Go. So I go to Freaknik. Older women hit on me, all this stuff. Somebody from my past that didn't want me because I was too young, and you're a cute little kid. Now she's like, Dave, you done grown up. So she throw the coochie at me. I give in. I catch the coochie.
Catch the coochie.
I feel bad. And I tell my girlfriend at the time, babe, when you was out of town, you was bragging about how good a man your guy is and he love you. He ain't thinking about nothing else. I made a mistake and I allowed somebody to give me that y'all call. Okay. And she drove to my house in 20 minutes. It's a 20-minute drive. She got there in 10 minutes. She threw the keys at me. She tussled, mad at me. I was in the doghouse for 5 months. All right, then we get back together. Then I cheated again. Then we get back together and I cheated again. I never cheated in my life, okay, until that moment. And I haven't cheated
why
since.
she get mad at you?
Hold on.
Okay,
This is what she said after we broke up. Sonia, I'm taking you on the trip. Sonia, we break up. We break up 3 years later, Sonia, because we was on and off. We break up. A year after the breakup, we have a come to Jesus meeting and we talk. And she says to me, and I quote, remember that first time when you really messed up and I just trusted you? I wish you lied to me.
Of course.
I said, what you say? She said, I wish you lied to me. She said, because if you lied to me, we'd still be together.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you, David.
And I said, but you be with a liar. She said, I don't care. I'd be happy.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, David. The reason I told you to go to Freaknik, because I was out there being a freak too when I went on my girl trips. That's the part I'm not telling you. But being that you went ahead and divulged your information, I'm going to let you sit in that shit and I'm just going to be quiet. Come on, dog. Where we get our game from? We get our game from women.
That's the first thing I thought.
I thought that the minute you start telling that story.
First thing I thought.
But why in the fuck would I tell him I'm out here with my girlfriends doing God knows what when this nigga already telling me, oh, you cheated with an older bitch that you're never gonna see again? How dare you, David?
She shouldn't even got mad about it.
No, she got mad
If
because she
we're being
had to.
honest.
It's just like I said. It's hard to be the victim with a scenario that you created.
Boom.
Well, yeah, that's deep. Hold on. Okay, we gotta let that
Maybe that's
simmer.
the topic for the next
That's
show.
real.
Maybe that's
Dave,
something. Let's go.
Dave, maybe that's
That's
the topic
real.
for the
That's
next
probably
show.
Susie. I'm gonna
But
let you
and
land
that's
your plane, and then we out of here after you land your plane, Susie.
okay. And in that situation, you see, you became a serial cheater for some reason. I don't know what happened, what they did to you at Freaknik, but you became a serial cheater. I'm
They
saying
ripped him.
if I'm
Have
trying
you
to
ever
build
been
a
to Freaknik?
future
Have you ever been to
for
Freaknik?
me,
Yes.
I don't go anywhere. I'm a nerd. I be at the
Oh,
beach and the basketball
Hey,
court.
okay. Have you
Susie.
ever
But
been to Black Bikers Weekend in Myrtle Beach?
Susie, I'm married. I'm married, and I'm born again. I cannot tell you what occurred.
okay, I'm gonna use my imagination. But yeah, like what I'm saying, it's so hard to find good men. I'm just gonna say that it's so hard to find a good man, and good men mess up too until they become the best version of themselves. So in a situation, I would hate to be cheated on. That's one of the things that will break me. And any man I date knows I'm very emotional, and they know how much I can handle, and they know my reaction to almost everything because I'm an honest person. I don't lie. So they know how I'd react. So if my man, unfortunately, did that to me and cheated on me that one time, once, and he knew that he could hold it together and try to like, this is not something he's gonna do again. Let's say for at least 7 years before he cheat on me again. But I'm just saying, let's say he could hold it together. I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't want to know, especially if my man is really good, because once you tell me, I'm not gonna be able to handle it, and it's over for us. And depending on how like invested I am in that, I might stay for like a few more months, but it's gonna be hell for the both of us. I'm gonna make both of us miserable for the
I
next.
was I was immature, and I was at a crossroads in my life, and I wasn't saved yet. I wasn't a believer, right? Not like a born again believer where I'm pursuing God with all my heart. I wasn't there yet, and I was a sheltered child that didn't get a chance to do a whole lot. So when I finally got to college, I said I'm a wild the f out, right? And I tried, and it wasn't until I got a girlfriend that women found me like, oh, okay, I like Dave. He attractive. When I was single and chasing, oh, he's a puppy dog. He a nice guy. Dave
Oh, you
cool.
got attention. You
But
weren't accustomed to the attention.
and now once I got a girlfriend, then it was like, oh, he's the hottest thing I've ever seen. Oh my
Of
God.
course.
Because
Of
I got a
course.
girl now. And I really think from a spiritual standpoint, it's the enemy trying to destroy things. Having said that, I was immature. I would definitely was not ready for Freaknik. And the woman that threw me off was someone that I chased her my freshman year. And she was like, Dave, you're a freshman, I'm a junior. I ain't interested. Okay, so my sophomore year, I meet a girl that's also a sophomore like me at a different college with the same exact name. So now I talk to that girl and I'm online. I'm on the phone talking to her all the time. That's my girlfriend now. So when I finally catch up with the older upperclassmen of the same name, she's like, where you been, friend? Oh, I got a girlfriend. What? Oh yeah, well, man, she's beautiful. Let me tell you about her. She got jealous. It was like, hold on.
Oh,
Oh,
you
No,
became
no,
a
no.
challenge at that point.
No,
She
no,
was
no.
gonna
It's
do
not. It's
whatever
not.
it
It's
took.
not.
so
It's not that she was jealous. She was intrigued.
Yep.
She was intrigued.
and then I learned this, y'all. I learned this. Some women like you to be their fan. You their groupie. Some women like you to be their little brother, their groupie, their fan. And when you find a muse, someone that really likes you and that you like them and they inspire you, and you go after that woman, and it's like, hold on, that was my fan. That was my little brother. That was my. Hold on now. Wait 1 second. He worshipped at my altar. Who is this chick? Now I got to go get him back and that's what happened. I think she threw it at me because it was like, you don't even call me no more. Right.
No,
And then
Oh yeah, of course.
threw it at
no.
So does
me.
that
Listen.
mean? So
You
does
know, and I
that
went
mean
for
that
it.
lying is never okay? Because I'm okay with being lied to every now and then. So
Well,
are
that was
you
the point of
saying
bringing
that
the story
lying is
up.
never?
The point of bringing the story up is that my girl said, I wish you lied to me when we were together because we would still be together. But I said, Mr. I'm a zealot Christian and I don't want to do nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling you where I was mentally. I didn't want to do nothing wrong. So I'm like, but wait a minute, you'll be with a liar. If I lied to you about that one incident, you'd be with a liar. And then what if I went on the little 5-chick tirade I went on over the next 3 years? I'll tell you nothing. Now you would lie. Is that what you want? And she said yes.
No, that
She said
should be what
yes.
it's here.
She said yes because we would still be together and I'd be happy.
No,
Now,
no, no.
granted, that was a college chick saying that she, but that's how she
First
felt.
of all, at that age, I don't even know how the fuck you were thinking about it that deep. That's number one. You
Hey
way
man,
too much.
hey,
Like,
I'm a
look,
deep guy.
I got to college, I was smoking and drinking. You couldn't tell my ass shit. I was ready for the world. I mean, when I got there, motherfuckers, upperclassmen was looking at me like, nigga, you sure you a freshman? Because you're doing a lot of grown people shit, like smoking and drinking. Like, you were thinking about it way too deep. Like, you're young. It's Freaknik in 93. I went in 95 and I went in 96. But you got to remember, I grew up, my family Bohemian. So I grew up going to Black Bikers Weekend as a teenager.
Different, yeah, different.
As a young kid. I've gone to like, I got a Zuna mask and I've gone to like, in the Bahamas, they got it's like a version of Carnival. Yeah. So you got to remember, I've seen half-naked chicks my entire life. That ain't nothing new for me. But then you have to also realize, Dave, you're trying to have and make sense of like young shit that you should be doing as an adult. Like she sent you on that odyssey to have a odyssey. Because she was doing it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely was fucking someone. And that's why she's like, no woman in her right mind is going to say, yeah, babe, you should go to Freaknik. Huh?
By yourself with her not there?
No woman's going to do that.
No.
And the reason that no woman's going to do that, who got any common sense, is because they understand the clientele of people that are there. Yep. So it's not necessarily, I don't trust Dave. I don't trust putting Dave in that environment.
Mm-hmm. And the truth,
so you should ask yourself the question: am I really lying to you, or you lying to me? You don't really want me to know. You don't really want me to go.
Because the thing was, Sherrod, I wasn't ready for that environment. The reason I was such a Bible thumper and was like, I don't want to ever transgress, is because I knew if I go over there and get out there, I'm gonna go ham.
The smart me with a
I'm
lot about going.
I'm gonna be a pimp.
The smart me with a lot about going, one. And then two, I would have lied about fucking all the chicks at Freaknik. Number two. Because number three, I am fucking 19, 20 years old.
Well, Sherrod, I'm gonna tell you what messed my life up at Freaknik. It was 1993. I know you gotta go. We leaving. We about to end the show. It's 1993. Luther Campbell. Luke was still called Luke Skywalker.
From my city.
Crew. He pulled up with a van full of women that were all scantily clad. Now, I am a 1993. I'm probably a 19-year-old. I'm probably a 19. I'm a 19-year-old college kid, and I see nothing but hoes walking out of the back of a van in lingerie.
Yeah.
And they older than 19, Susie. They strippers. I don't know they're strippers. Oh, yeah. I just think they're professional choreographers and dancers. No, these is hoes. They came out that truck with
Swing dancers.
And in college, I was like, oh my God. Do you see what these women are wearing? I'm like, these are grown-ass women. And my boys was like, okay. So he takes these women up stage. He gets on stage and does his thing. And guess who jumps on after? Too Short. Bitch. When I had a 40-some-odd-year-old grown woman say, hey, young man, can you help me get on the stage?
Yes.
I
will help you.
I was like, how? She said, just let me get on your shoulders. Just push me, lift me up. And now, mind you, this woman had a size 2 waist and a size 14 hips. And I was like,
Wow.
ma'am, I'm like, ma'am,
That's
you want me to? And
impressive.
she said, I just want to. And I'm like, all right. So we helped this lady get up the stage with all that booty. And then look, Sherrod, this is the moment when my life changed. After she got on stage, she turned around and went like this. And took my hand and pulled me up the stage and proceeded to reward. Listen to me, Susie. Proceeded to reward me for helping her enjoy Luke and Too Short. She said, I'm with you tonight. And she just dancing and all on me. And I'm a 19-year-old born again Christian, saved young man who loves his girlfriend, who's gonna marry her when he gets older. I just want to be a mechanical engineer and serve Jesus. And now I have a badunkadunk all over me. I don't even know what to do.
So guess what she
in my ear the whole night. Sherrod, hold
guess
on.
what she's thinking? And guess what she's thinking?
What?
I'm gonna give this young man the time of his life. He's never going to experience this again. And guess what? He's gonna always have a story to talk about. And that's gonna be the end of it.
I successfully resist the devil and he'll flee. I resisted that weekend. Hold on. Now the following weekend, it was a familiar person. It was someone that I had already liked.
I told you, I ain't got no stories like that.
And she threw it at me, and I went for it because I had already liked this lady. And so basically, the college junior made me stumble because I was thinking about the 43-year-old badunkadunk.
I admire you, sir.
I wasn't ready. I
don't have those type of stories where somebody gonna pull me up on stage and I resist. Fuck that shit. At 19, I'm in it to win it.
And guess what? On that point, it's the show, man. I'm gonna see y'all next week on After Dark. Thank you for episode 301. I'll check y'all on 302. Y'all subscribe on Instagram, man. It's your boy Dave. We out here, y'all.
Bye.
Peace.